I'm just gonna keep trolling Nathan with the burrito. Oh no!
No, show him what you got.
Got a burrito, guys.
Foul.
He's got
Falcon and the winter burrito.
Carson after 10 p.m. just crazy.
That's the tone of this episode. I'm not even ashamed. When Nathan titles it late night combo, that's what you're gonna get.
This man used the burrito pun, and I'm just thinking back like, oh, it'd be cool if I had Carson write an episode of Time Buzzer. That'd be fun. Sticking those guns. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 35, late night edition of My Cup of Tea. We're going to be talking about a few things. We got Falcon Winter Soldier penultimate episode. Evan once again cannot escape my Spider-Verse rants, thanks to Mr. Alfred Molina.
Molina!
So that being said, joining us is Evan.
Oh, man. Hello, guys. It's been a crazy day for me. Big Brother Canada, guys. Fantastic show. The live feeds are insane. These are some dumb people. But overall, I'm having a great week. I have literally like 12 days left of grad school. And I have a lot of shit to get through. It's a lot of work. Can't wait. But yeah, I'm hyped to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier. The Spider-Verse news, not so much. Otherwise, let's get into it.
Also joining us, we have Carson.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? You know, you got my vibe during the intro. I don't know how to elaborate on that. But like Evan just said, we got some excellent stuff to go over. I think it's my favorite episode yet. I'm going to say it. A lot of good stuff in this episode, and a lot of good character development, a lot of good reflection as we get sometimes with these like calm before the storm episodes, except like there's a lot more going on underneath. But yeah, and then we get to talk about our boy Alfred Molina. So I'm hyped. Let's do this.
All right. So I once again contest that this show gets better per episode for me. This is also my favorite.
I feel like this might be my favorite as well. I don't know if I said last week was my favorite. Maybe I did. I think so. Last week, the pacing was a little bit all over the place, but I did like the ultimate conclusion of last week's episode. But this episode, I felt like was more of a complete whole for me. So it might be my favorite as well.
Yeah, I really liked just everything. Everything.
Yes.
Yes,
but I had mentioned this last week about like, you know, I'm like, oh, like kind of the stuff between Bucky and Sam kind of fell out a little bit because we were so in the middle of the plot. And then this week it's like, you thought we were done? I'm going to give you a whole episode on this brotherly, amazing relationship. And they're just going to be talking it out. Tossing the shield around,
playing catch,
just like we saw from the trailers.
Two guys being dudes, you know, it's just a vibe, and it was a great. I see people clowning that scene on Twitter. I don't know what they watched. I love that scene.
It was like one guy clowning on Twitter.
It blew up though.
The rest of the people making fun of the guy.
Yeah. I love the ratios.
I agree. And then those same dudes hitting on as in Bucky hitting on Sam's sister was pretty hilarious.
I actually really laughed there. I'm like, oh my god,
that was funny. That was weird.
Sam thought it was weird too. He was like,
I'm like, time out now. Time out, Bucky. Come on. But yeah, let's start off. There's a lot that happened in this week's episode, so it's gonna be a lot to break down here.
All right, so right from the jump, John Walker on the run.
Tom Cruise run.
I called it. I said he's gonna go into some warehouse. He did.
Didn't I call that? Roll the tape. I think I
don't have that technology right now. I don't have premium. But
a stream within a stream.
I was getting deep with my prediction last episode. I was like, oh, we're gonna get the social commentary how you won't be taken out of power, and then he was. So I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I think that was the crazy part because I think we all said like you did it out in the open. Like if you're killing,
they caught him in 4K.
You caught him in 4K. 4K.
Like, every angle,
too.
Vertical, horizontal.
I mean, yeah, this show loves that shot. They kept showing the shot of the shield, how much blood it had. I mean, every single scene was shield with blood. But yeah, like I theorized last week, I'm like, how does Sam get the shield? I'm like, okay. we keep seeing the Shield in all these trailers. Sam playing with the Shield. I think this has to happen after they beat up Mr. Captain America here in the factory. I thought the factory tension was really good here.
It's very Stephen Bucky versus Tony vibes, I'd say.
I have that in my notes right here. It says tension resembles the end of Captain America Civil War. Right off my notes. I think it's 1,000%. Even the same score was playing. It's like, you killed my mom. Like you hear that, like the steady heartbeat, that same score. It's like the tension, the heartbeat is like slowly amping up. I'm like, something's crazy about to happen here. It's amazing. What's up, AJ?
Yo, what's up?
So I loved that whole scene, just the beginning of it at least. I think the fight scene was little, like editing wise. I was like, it's a little bit of a Paul Greengrass editing every 5 seconds.
Paul Greengrass?
But those early Bourne movies, I love them, but like the edit around so much shit. Yeah, I'm just like, what are you doing? I forget the exact term for it, but it was a lot of editing. I'm like,
jump cuts.
Jump cuts. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Film Major over here. Otherwise, I don't know if I was okay. Yeah, but I like the tension overall. The tension and the lead up and everything was crazy. Oh, and then like John Walker kneeling down with the shield, like freaking out. That was a great shot. Beautiful shot. And again, we're not supposed to agree with John Walker's actions here, but as we see later in the episode when he's talking to the parents, I still do feel some kind of an ounce of sympathy because you just watched your best friend die. Granted, he killed the wrong guy, or he shouldn't have killed anybody in revenge. Revenge is bad, but like I understand his anger and his sadness there, or seeing his friend die and then doing what he did. But the crazy part though is like I was like, oh, I kind of feel a lot of sympathy for this guy, but then afterwards he's like, okay, I gotta go back to work. I'm like, okay, this guy is crazy.
He's lost.
Yeah, and then he's all pure rage, and then by the time we get to that point in the fight where he's like literally talking down to Sam, and you know there's all the subtext there like, I'm Captain America, literally just screaming at him. Like
he wanted everything to be so right, and it's all crumbling down.
Right, and it's just really, and I liked the one thing I did like about the fight is it like ended up being this keep away from the shield, and like and then the fact that at the very end that Bucky and Sam kind of like do this little team up move, and like that was cool.
There's so many great moments, like just like they're fighting all around using all their power sets. Like at a point, like John threw the shield at Bucky and he like catches it, and I'm like, oh cool, keep it, but he got there too fast. I'm like, no, wait.
Yeah, he's like already on top of him. I'm like, no, get the shield back.
Which is also a cool moment too, because even like John just like reaffirming his mindset, he's like, why are you making me do this? Like just like he thinks like, no, he was on the right path, but no, clearly he was not.
Yeah, it was good. And I like Bucky's exchange with him too, saying like, you don't want to go down this path, John. Like I've been down this angry, dark like path. Granted, Bucky was mind controlled for most of it, but still like it's like I've been down this dark path. You do not want to go down there, and John Walker is just still continuing down his rage, just like it doesn't give a crap.
Oh yeah, the dialogue alone, like before the fight even started, was also
incredible.
Really great. Just like we don't want any more people to get hurt. Like I'm sure we can like find an understanding, like a heat of battle. So, like Sam's using his VA talk down knowledge, like even trying for John, but he's just like, you just want you want my precious. Like,
which is interesting, right? Because Sam goes off saying like, give us the shield, John. Kind of like when your police chief was like, give me your gun and your badge. And Walker's like, no, thank you. I think, are you guys going against me now? You guys are going against me. But it kind of parallels what we see in a couple of minutes later when the senator is saying like, and give us your shield. Like it's for John, taking away his shield, like taking away his identity,
everything.
Or at least his new identity. Even though he'd only had the shield for a couple weeks or months now, I don't know how long. Even though he's had it for a small amount of time, what he has had for a longer time is the military, and the military is kind of bleeding into his identity of being Captain America. So when Sam's like, give us the shield, it's like, okay, now you're crossing a line, and that's why he lashes out. Something you really couldn't do against the group of senators there. But yeah, crazy.
Very true. And yeah, to Carson's point, the team up move, like trying to get the shield off of, very get the gauntlet off Thanos type moment.
I also put that in my notes as well. I was like, this is Infinity War, 1,000%.
If only we could have done that. But
where is she?
But it was just like he had to use like his boost pack to just like really like pull, and it just had to snap it off. Like it was broken. I'm like, oh my god, like Endgame broken arm shield, but like or worse.
Yeah, that was brutal. Just breaking his arm. I didn't see that coming. That was pretty.
It's crazy to see that.
And see that.
Think about the opening of the show, which was him flying around and basically displaying like, this this mission where he like just that booster pack with like everything, the nick of time to not cross that border, and then cut all the way to episode 5, where it can't even like stop John Walker because of super soldiers and all the stuff that we've gone through in this show.
I'm slowly realizing this is like this is what I wanted from season 2 of The Mandalorian, because like they
in terms of
because like they kicked off like big action Krayt Dragon like flying through the canyon, and then like it'd be like by this point we're like, oh look, it's Ahsoka. Like okay, but here we're like, oh, the shield and the symbols, like
yeah.
There's blood on the shield. Someone posted a screen cap of the shield on the ground with Black Panther's claw marks on it, and then it's pretty cool just to see like the shield like tainted in some way, because we're so used to seeing it like so perfect, other than a couple instances, and then of course in Endgame when it's literally like just
cut in half.
Cut in half.
Yeah, and it's so good just seeing it like oh my god, yeah. Well, I didn't even think about how they must have had to reforge the shield. I forgot it broke.
Isn't this new shield from Cap's alternate timeline?
No, I'm pretty sure he had it fixed and good when he was leaving to jump.
Was it? I thought he had
took it with him. I don't know.
I thought when Cap came back as the old man, he was like, "Here's a newer shield." I mean, I've only seen Endgame like 2 times.
I've seen it 8 in theaters alone.
So you should be more confident. Say what you
exactly. I'm pretty confident. Yes.
So he reforged it when? In what time gap?
Just in between the like.
The writers do not know this answer to the question.
I know the answer. I'm imagining like after the funeral at some time, they fix it up. I mean, again, we have Wakandan connections. We can like spruce up vibranium.
Sure.
Bucky does it. He's just like, hey, a favor. Like,
yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah.
But what was it? What was the main topic of discussion?
Yeah, just like the end of the fight in general. I thought.
Yeah. I wanted to say it was like great just seeing like Bucky like get the shield and he just like throws it down next to Sam, just take it.
Love that. And then Sam's look at it like, man, this is what it has to come to.
He's like wiping the blood off of it, just
wiping the blood off of it. Sam's like in a look of like shock. He doesn't know what to do really. That's why when he's packing up next to Torres, he's just still like, this is messed up.
Wings broken during the fight.
Yeah, which is a good tease for, like we just talked about, the new Wakandan armor. Yeah.
Like moving. The evolution of these mantles were pretty seamless, because then he's talking with Torres and he's hanging out. He's like, he forgot the wings, just like keep them. It's like, it's Torres, the Falcon.
Exactly. That's a good Easter egg for Torres in the comics. Was the next Falcon?
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I said this in episode 1, Carson. Thanks for paying attention, buddy.
A month ago.
His character was in episode 1, and then maybe cameoed in like 1 episode,
you're right.
And then it was like, oh hey Sam, like what's going on? Can I have the wings?
Motherfucker, where were you? Yeah, no. But yeah, so he in the comics he was like the next Falcon. He has like this, I think it's like yellow goldish Falcon color. Yeah. But either way, you keep him. That was a pretty good thing, and also it's like a good for Sam as well. It's just like his next step. I think at that point Sam still doesn't know if he wants to be Captain America, but he just knows he probably doesn't want to be Falcon anymore now that he has the responsibility of the shield. According to this point of the episode, again, Sam still wants to give it to Isaiah Bradley, as we see that coming up. But I think also he's just like leaving the life behind. At that point, I think Sam is just so lost. He wants to give up Falcon, but he also wants to give up Captain America as well. So he just wants to go back home, basically.
Absolutely. It's like me and Car's like, who's going to finish chewing first?
You guys suck. I'll just keep on talking. But
I'm here.
Also, real quick, I think at this point, like I said, Sam doesn't kind of know where to go. He wants to give up the shield. He wants to give up the wings. Bucky as well after this fight. I think we don't really see what happens to Bucky, right? Oh, no. But that's when Bucky says, like, I have work to do, and he goes to find Zemo. So I think both of these
I don't
characters...
think he says anything. I think he just leaves silently.
I thought he said,
after
like...
the fight.
Didn't he?
No,
He says
he
something
says I have
about
work to
Zemo.
do. He says
He says,
work to do.
I have work to do. Something needs to be finished up. Something. He says some line. But I think it's just interesting how Sam and Bucky are both on these dual arcs in this episode, and they both come together later on. I just love both character arcs this episode very much.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. This characterization in this episode.
I thought he was just like, all right, yep. No, but yeah.
Conflict, struggle.
I agree. No, yeah, absolutely. It's the themes are just like so good. I have so much investment like per episode with like so many characters, and it's great. It's such a fun. I'm not. It's like I had a fun time watching WandaVision, and I actually just did like a full rewatch like the other day. But like thinking back to like being in that element of like, oh, where is this gonna go in like theories, but here we're just like, look at the progression of these emotions. I'm like,
I think it's interesting. I was thinking about this as well in terms of WandaVision and Captain America. I mean, at least this show. I keep calling it Captain America, but I think
June next episode.
WandaVision had a lot of great stuff, though, character-wise, between Falcon and Vision in each episode. I think this was a great episode for Bucky and Sam, but I couldn't say the same for every episode of this show, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I feel like last week's episode didn't really give us much. We did get more for Walker and stuff. I feel like the pacing is a little bit off compared to WandaVision, where the pacing is a bit more tighter, and I got more stuff from Wanda each week. And granted, the show is
perfect. Marvel's perfect. I'm a shill. I just got my paycheck.
Yeah.
No, but
Shit, where's mine?
Actually, I just got charged Disney Plus today.
Goddamn.
They went up
the increased price.
Yeah, I got notified. I was like, "Excuse me."
Isn't it $7.99 now?
It's like $8.99.
$8.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How much?
Netflix is $19. I know that for me.
How much HBO Max?
19?
Because I got the family thing.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not good.
How much is HBO Max, Evan?
$15.
$14.99. Yeah.
Which I just resubscribed because my parents had a free 3-month trial through like their DirecTV account for some random reason.
Oh wow!
And so I just hopped on that for after Wonder Woman, and then now I'm watching both Batman the animated series and I started Superman the animated series. Both just great, and I'm just. Oh, okay. I'll talk about it.
I can't wait to continue Batman the animated series. I dropped off for the last couple of weeks.
It's so good. There's
so
just
good.
nothing like it. They don't make it like this anymore.
They don't. That's when TV shows.
A little different.
They hit different. Yeah.
Anywho,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing the comparisons going around between WandaVision and this, and I think, I don't know. I kind of someone made an argument actually on TikTok of like, I'm glad that Wanda.
You lost
Marvel
TikTok.
No, there are some good Marvel people on TikTok. I will send you some people.
Oh yeah, next you're gonna quote Facebook. Oh, get out of here.
Okay. Anywho, this guy was saying he was kind of glad that WandaVision went first, in a way, because kind of in comparison to the shows, the comparison probably would have been a little different if this show went first and then WandaVision went second. Because now we have, so it's just interesting. In terms of just like thinking about like the theorizing and like the different kind of things in the show, and
it is a more serious show,
right? And so it just flipping around is just interesting to think about if I had a blank slate and I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier first, and all of a sudden I went into WandaVision, like how would I kind of view it differently? I don't know.
Interesting.
It's like always a Marvel stuff. You're always viewing it kind of cumulatively, no matter what it is. So
yeah. In terms of like the tones are wildly different, but I can go from Thor Ragnarok when freaking craziness is happening, naked Hulk and all that crap, right into Civil War, and Civil War is like super serious. So I don't know, but
wait, what Hawkeye? What Hawkeye Ragnarok? What?
Not Hawkeye, but I'm saying like in terms of the different shows, I can go from like Civil War into Thor Ragnarok. In terms of different tones, Marvel is always doing different tones. I don't think that would.
Carson, rewatch Ragnarok challenge, please.
I need to.
I mean, rewatch anything, really.
Pretty
I
good.
rewatch stuff.
How long since you've seen Endgame?
Kelly and I just watched it like a month and a half ago.
Oh, you did? Yeah, but before that, though. It's like 2 years.
2 years?
2 years?
Yeah, I still haven't
Evan
rewatched
hasn't
Endgame.
rewatched it
Ah,
since
I
theaters.
haven't, not at all.
Criminal.
Oh. I feel like I've seen that movie a billion times, but I've only seen it like twice or 3 times.
Right.
It's just too ingrained in my memory.
Then I'll tell my 24-hour story, like, roundup count runtime. Like,
It's sick.
But let's talk about this because
Yeah,
it's the
what's
scene
next?
right after this, the court martial or the
I think
senator
so.
scene.
It is, yeah. Let me go my notes. Yeah, he is driving back through Washington D.C.
That's right, and then it cuts right to the.
Yeah, so it cuts right into the senator talk scene. I noted this is the same exact senator that announced Walker in the beginning of the season, the same one saying like, "This is your United States Captain America, yay!" And then now it's like, we're gonna have to have you leave.
Optics.
Optics, you gotta love it.
yeah, I didn't know how that was going to go. At first, I thought my theory was going to prevail and be like, yes, in the wake of this unprecedented tragedy, like, I thought they were going to just, like, ease them off. And then they started, like, listing off, like, no, you're losing, like, everything. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Jail'd still be nice, but all right.
Yeah.
Murder. But, yeah.
But yeah, they took away his. They're trying to take away his shield. They don't know what happened to it yet. But then also, I think they revoked his medals of honor. Did they do that? I think that was listed there. Revoked his medals of honor.
And no pension.
No
no
pension.
benefits.
Took away the
Ouch.
paycheck.
No benefits. Yeah. Yikes. And then like I think the best like gist of this scene is like when he's talking to the senator saying, "You made me." Like I was born in the military, basically. Like.
Yeah.
I am the military. You guys made me. You're taking that away from me. Like, what am I? I was like, oh my god.
Wyatt Russell's doing a
Yikes.
great job.
Great scene for Wyatt Russell. But I also like again, I understand what the guy's going through. I mean, I don't understand, but like in terms of his character, I can be like, okay.
You see, when Evan was overseas. And
yeah, I know. Yeah, when I was overseas, no.
Yeah, and think about when this guy was like, what, like 16, 17, he was probably recruited by somebody and just like, hey, like, you know, this
going
is
around
the way
those high schools.
This is the way to serve your country. This is the way that you are a true patriot. This is the way that America will love you back. And
That's what
then
I'm saying, yeah.
to see that progression of like, you know, to be the pillar of that, or at least what the military views of it, as the shield, and then basically absorbing that because he knows nothing else, and then just down this downward spiral, and he just ends up yelling during this scene.
I am Captain America.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel bad for his wife who, like, during the scene, he doesn't even, like, talk to her. Even when this other lady comes up, he's like, he just, like, doesn't even, I don't know who that is.
Well, they were starting to talk. He was like, they just don't know what it takes to be Captain America. And she, like, starts talking, and then
Yeah.
the character.
But it was interesting. Like he's saying, like he doesn't know. They don't know what it takes to be Captain America. I'm like, granted, there's a lot of like social pressures. Like you're on top of billboards, magazines, you're doing all these press tours. But and being Captain America is a big responsibility. But oddly enough, when he says like they don't know what it means to be Captain, or they don't know what it takes to be Captain America, oddly enough, like this whole episode in terms of Sam's perspective is all about what it means to be Captain America. Ironically, for John Walker, he just himself didn't get it. He didn't understand what it meant to be Captain America. He didn't understand the social implications of that. And he kind of, in his own negative way there, in terms of even though he was trying to be the next Captain America, he ended up ruining Captain America's legacy by doing all the crazy things he'd been doing this entire season. Raiding those immigrant camps, refugee camps, I mean, and then like killing somebody, taking the serum, or taking a stolen serum. So yeah, this guy really ruining the legacy.
Yeah. Oh, he's too
Yeah.
much.
He's too much. Like I partially sympathize with him, of course, because again, like the military made him, which is very tragic, and personal. But also, dude, you went through a lot of bad stuff, and he's still not completely taking blame for things he's done. And we'll see again when he's talking to Lamar's parents. He blames somebody else. So it's like it's really interesting. But yeah, this is where we get a brand new character that they hyped up.
Yeah, to fight alongside Thor eventually would be
Yeah,
crazy.
what?
I was like, what does that mean?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Okay, so in some research, her name, which I can't remember because it's like 5 names.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, or the actress or the character?
Yeah, I know the actress, but like I meant like the character name.
Yeah. Some people are like, "Who's the actress?" I'm like, "Do you guys not watch Seinfeld?"
Right.
I didn't recognize her.
Carson, Jesus.
No, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Veep? I don't know. I haven't seen Veep. I need.
And Veep. Veep is a fantastic show.
Oh, I might have seen her in Veep.
Mm-hmm. I watched like 2 seasons.
I might have seen the star of Veep on Veep.
No, because my roommate used to watch it, and then I was like,
nice.
Get out of context Veep in the kitchen, and then I'd be like, oh, this is kind of funny. Like, I don't know.
That great meme where she's laughing, it's captioned, haha, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I need to finish that show. That's really good.
Somebody posted that meme when they were like, when Julia Louis-Dreyfus shows up in Falcon Soldier. What the fuck? But,
yeah, she just pops a squat. She just sits down in the middle of them, and it's just like...
Yeah, so this character, I've heard a few things. One, I've heard that, like, some history in the comics, she had an association with Nick Fury, kind of like a main squeeze type deal. And also on the flip, that I'm pretty sure she is Madam Hydra in the comics.
That's what I have in my notes, that she was Madam Hydra.
Which, if you plug both in the MCU, you know, Shield corrupting into Hydra, that can totally fit together.
Which was interesting. In some comics, somebody else told me, I forget who was he talking to. Somebody else told me that, like, in other comic books, she was a spy within Shield, working against Hydra when Shield became Hydra. So she was like a double agent there, but she was still working for Shield against Hydra. But in other words, in other places, she's Madam Hydra.
Very on brand with the canon.
Which is very up in the air and very confusing. Either way, in the show's not giving us anything. I think in the context of this episode alone, she's supposedly some government, a powerful figure inside the U.S. government who somehow knows a lot about the serum and that John took it.
Also, on the flip side, because I know we're going to get into it later, a lot of people are currently saying that Sharon is the power broker, and I think it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Because I'm pretty sure Evan has a rant of like, why? Why would it be?
Yeah, I have a whole rant about the whole like Sharon Carter being
phone call. Yeah.
Sharon Carter being what's the fucking power broker, because it makes zero sense.
Or villainous at all. I mean.
Yeah,
or villainous at all. Why is she still barred from the U.S. government?
She can't return.
She can't return. Like,
why is she calling Batroc, who wants to kill Falcon?
It's weird. I think in that part we'll get to it, but I think she's calling Batroc, but she doesn't want Sam to get killed. It's Batroc just has a personal vendetta. But anyways,
sure.
At this point, I have it in my notes here. I was like, is she the power broker, or is Sharon Carter still power broker? This episode is putting up 2 possible scenarios. I guess we'll learn in the finale. I would be more obliged to believe that this new character is power broker because she has knowledge of the serum plus
like everything.
Of everything, yeah. She knows that John took the serum.
She knows he lost the shield. Like
she knows he lost the shield. Which is it? How do you know that?
She seemed like, to me, I don't think it's
how do you know he took it? Like
I don't think it's either of them. I think it's
oh wow.
I think she's like the right hand man or something to whoever this person's gonna be.
Okay. So you think we haven't seen the power broker yet?
Because why would the power broker just be like walking around in like wherever the U.S. Senate building?
Because they don't know who he is.
Wild Marvel theory time. Sharon's being Winter Soldier mind brainwashed.
Oh God.
I know. God,
I totally just forgot about that whole subplot in this episode, that it cuts back to her and then she calls like, what does she call?
Which
like,
we'll get into.
We'll get to it.
If you have the subtitles on, I'm going back to the audio descriptive of Quicksilver.
It tells you.
I still believe it. Anyway.
Oh my God.
So anyways, she's like,
I'll never let it die, Evan.
But yeah, she tells him this was interesting because I was for sure. I think I mentioned this last week that they'll use John Walker as part of Thunderbolt, as part of the new like Thunderbolt Ross is like Thunderbolt's group, but it turns out
what?
they were using that for the other character Zemo. But
Well, I think both.
yeah, it could still be both, but it just seems like It seems like she might not be working for Thunderbolt Ross, or maybe she is. That would be interesting.
Oh, well, actually, I could.
You could see
a theory with that because
sure.
I think it was originally supposed to be Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character. We were supposed to see first in the Black Widow movie, which was supposed to release first.
Who was also featuring,
which also has Ross in the
Thunderbolt
movie.
Ross, yeah,
so
a younger
totally
Thunderbolt Ross.
Connection. Yeah.
So confirmed.
Yeah, the theories.
Yeah, you're right. This was supposed to come out. This was supposed to be the first thing right after Black Widow. So I could see them Feige being like, okay, we laid the seeds for Thunderbolt Ross. Maybe Florence Pugh's character could also be in there as well. But I think she's more Young Avengers. You never know.
Imagine Florence Pugh showed up in the finale. I was like, what?
I mean, that'd be awesome.
All right, talk how we go. All right.
Florence Pugh is the power broker. Boom.
That'd be crazy.
Blowing your mind.
So yeah,
Rachel Weisz from Black Widow is the power broker.
God.
Everybody,
she's Taskmaster and the power broker.
The power broker is the friends we made along the way.
Really?
That's
the power broker is Mephisto.
The power broker is legit the Mephisto. Every series is going to have who is this character. Already for Loki, they're like, who is the female that Loki's talking to?
Is it Scarlett Johansson on the cliff of Vormir? Oh my god!
I still think that's the female Loki.
Alternate version.
Well, there's a set photo of the same costume. It's a different actress. It's just not.
Yeah. Anyways,
anyway.
So after this, I do you guys think we'll see her in the finale?
100%.
Julia Reese, yeah, I think.
Yeah, Julia. Yeah, I think so too. But after this, we get the Zemo scene, correct?
Yeah, in Sokovia, or what's left.
Sokovia. They teased us like last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago, how they're like, have you guys never visited the Sokovia Memorial, haven't you? I didn't think so. So Zemo's doing his visit of the Sokovian Memorial here, which is pretty nice.
Gets confronted by Bucky, who pulls out a gun, and I remember like the first 5 seconds of footage we ever saw from the show from the Super Bowl was him dropping the bullets. So I was like, we're good.
They keep showing us stuff from the penultimate episodes of each show. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so. This is why I didn't watch the Loki trailer. I'm like, I don't need it.
Yeah, I feel like I probably see all of Loki now. I've seen the end of Loki. I know what happened.
That's why there's 2 seasons of Loki. They're like, we put too much.
Maybe.
But
yeah, this was a good scene.
Oh, it's really good. Just like the whole build up to it, and then like you could tell like from Civil War, like Zemo was ready to die and like was kind of happy about it. He was like, yes, do it, and then it didn't happen. You see his face shift, bullets drop, and then Dora Milaje come in to arrest him. It was a cool image, but I was actually surprised that they're not taking him back to Wakanda, but rather the raft.
I was like, what the fuck? So you all this like hype, like he belongs to us, Bucky. Give him in 2 hours. And you're taking him to the raft, which is owned by the U.S. government.
What's
Why?
the raft? What am I missing?
You forget the raft. The raft was in Civil War.
That's where they kept the Avengers.
That's where they kept the Avengers.
Oh, that like concrete prison
after,
that looks
after
indistinguishable from every other setting in the.
No.
I mean, it's in the middle of the ocean.
It's in the fucking ocean. It's cool. Carson rewatch a movie challenge.
I know.
I rewatched Civil War I own Civil War. I rewatched that one the most out of all.
You own everything. You have a Disney Plus subscription.
Yeah,
I do. I have it on 4K and got every format there is.
Well, now we caught you in 720p, but
yeah.
Oh.
Carson, I'm like, this is some federal prison in New Jersey. Like, this is the raft.
The raft. Wanda was there with a neck brace, man. You tell me that.
I don't remember it be called anything other than.
It was specifically called the raft of Civil War.
Okay. It goes underwater.
It goes underwater. Yeah, get it? Raft?
I'm sure Abomination's there.
Look, it ain't no Azkaban to me. So you're gonna have to step.
It's in the middle of the ocean like Azkaban.
Azkaban's even worse.
Do you have charms in the middle of the ocean that keeps you in this little triangle of doom?
No.
Azkaban
is even worse. People are escaping Azkaban every 5 seconds. Sirius gone. Beatrix gone. Voldemort. I mean, people are just dipping.
Hagrid went to Azkaban. He looked up.
Yeah, right. Azkaban's trash, garbage.
Oh
Wanda looks like she lost her soul for 5 minutes in the raft.
I know, right? I know. Anyways, that was funny. Yeah, I'm just like, what is the fucking point of like saying they don't trust America? They didn't trust Captain America, but you're bringing him to the rafts, which I assume like the government was going to bring him to anyway. So I'm like,
What? Wait, is the raft maybe like under like the full UN jurisdiction after the Sokovia Accords?
Generously,
probably.
maybe.
But granted, Ross is like head. So,
Ross is still owned by the U.S. government.
Yeah, we still just don't know like what the sitch is.
of course, you don't know about the raft.
Yeah, he lost the raft.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself and eat the rest of my burrito.
I was say, eat your fucking burrito.
Burrito. Anyways,
I'm sorry.
I
genuinely feel bad.
Do you? But I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah,
The raft.
I was like, okay, wow, they're bringing him to Wakanda. Okay, so next time we're gonna see him is probably gonna be in Black Panther 2 or something. I don't know.
Which would be cool.
Which would be cool, but it turns out like, okay, no, he's going to the raft. Which automatically, whenever a character goes to a prison in any fictional show, you're like, oh, so they're just going to escape then, right? Like,
or
it's
at
just
least save them for later.
Or what? Oh yeah, save them for later. Yeah. Two. There's only two options, right? Yeah, save them for later, or they're going to escape. I think both scenarios are correct there. I think they'll save him for later. That later being the Thunderbolts TV show with Thunderbolt Ross using him.
Literally in the Batman the Animated Series episode I watched last night, Joker gets captured, and they're like, he's just like, Arkham is nice this time of year. That's the end of the episode, and this is so perfect.
Yeah, Joker's always keeping Arkham. Arkham's trash.
Yeah, talk about a faulty prison. These Arkham, like, just garbage. Just like an open door policy. They just like Scarecrow just leaves like a pillow there, and then like he's out.
That Hugo Strange guy seems pretty trustworthy.
This is a kid show.
You know what? Yeah. Anyways, prisons. We could do a whole episode on the prisons of fictional universes, I guess.
That would be a good episode.
Let's all start watching Prison Break.
It's a great show. Schofield.
I do need to watch Prison Break. My sister and mom were like obsessed with it.
I think they're making yet another season, even though they've concluded the show like 4 times.
Yeah,
it's like a revival again. Yeah,
they did a revival like 2 or 3 years ago. It was awesome.
I remember it too.
But yeah, so yeah, this was a good scene for Bucky as well when he's dropping the bullets, taking away his like. It was a symbol of like taking away his programming, like you have no control over me anymore. Very similar to what we just saw with Sam, like leaving, like keep the wings kind of thing. It's like Sam's like, keep the bullets, like I'm out of here. So both of these characters are like going into their opposite directions until they meet back up a couple of minutes later.
Right, and it was also like a really like. It was a really cool moment. It was like Zemo just being like, I took the liberty to like cross the name out of your book. Hope you know I hold no grudges against what you thought you had to do. Just like, goodbye, James. It was very like respectful, and I was like, God damn, why is Zemo so good? Why?
He's the best. Daniel Bruhl, so good.
Like, it really is just like nothing, literally nothing personal when he like does something. I feel like if it's like, Zemo's gonna kill me, it's like, I'm sure you have good reason.
I mean, yeah, Zemo's like been prepared to die ever since his family was killed, I think. So I think he's like
Zemo will make a solid anti-hero, goddammit.
He's great. I think he'll always be prepared to die, but he's always willing to do what he thinks he has to do as well. So great character. I hope actually we see him in the finale like escaping already, but that would probably be too quickly. I don't know.
We really gotta like build up the raft, I think maybe
probably.
I could actually probably see a scene between Zemo and John Walker if they're both taken in.
That'd be interesting. I would love that.
Post-credit scene.
Man, this really does fall into line of like Ross's obsession, because like in the canon of the MCU, he wanted like he was brought in for the Avenger Initiative, and they wanted to put Abomination on the team, and it was like, oh my god, what? No, you idiots, why? So they said like Coulson was talking about it with Sitwell, and he was like, who could we send to really dissuade this guy? And then that's why Tony goes to the end of Incredible Hulk to talk to him, because he's just like, oh my god, really, Stark's on this team? I don't want any part of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, because God, why Abomination? You saw what happened. Abomination is basically like John Walker too, in like a similar scenario of like taking like faulty serum stuff and just getting power hungry and all that.
Yeah, why did the guy turn into Abomination again? Didn't leak on his face?
What?
Didn't they like leak on his face, and that's how he became an abomination or something?
No, that was a different character. That was the
Oh.
scientist guy who becomes the leader. In the
You don't know
comics.
the Raft?
Hold on, I'm gonna talk about Abomination because I don't get to highlight Incredible Hulk enough. No,
It's
he becomes
okay.
No, that's too late. He becomes Abomination because just like the serum, it was like it wasn't like a fully like it was a type of serum that wasn't complete, like one they tried to make, one of the failed test ones.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm getting my two people mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so for She-Hulk, they're bringing back not the scientist, but they're bringing back
Tim Roth.
the short guy, Tim Roth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Abomination.
oh, I thought I was completely convinced they were bringing back the scientist.
I would like to see that.
Isn't he still alive though? Isn't he confirmed alive still? Isn't he under just arrest or something?
Yeah, he's got to be. Whatever happened to him, they kind of just cut away.
Kind of cut away. Yeah.
He'd definitely be alive though. Yeah.
Okay, so they're bringing back Tim Roth. Tim Roth's great. I love him.
Absolutely, and Mark Ruffalo. So
He's okay.
What the fuck?
I'm kidding. I love you, Mark Ruffalo. You're the best. Should have won for Spotlight.
I do need to watch. I own Spotlight. I haven't watched.
Wow, I never owned Spotlight. I think it's on Netflix. It's always streaming somewhere, so I never owned it.
I was like walking to Walmart, and I was like, my dad was gonna buy this like random body switching movie with Ben Kingsley and Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, I heard Spotlight, and he was like, all right, so I made that better call, and then I never watched it.
Wasn't that movie called Lifeless or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh man, that movie was trash. But
see, I made the right decision.
Not good.
I paid the right people.
After the scene, though, Bucky calls the Wakandans, and then he asks them for a favor.
Well, they're in the same scene. It's the same.
Oh no, he doesn't call them. Yeah, they are in the same scene.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's like one more thing.
One more thing, and then he asks them for a favor, which is like, what could it be? What could it be? And then it's some good shit for his friend, which I like.
Hell yeah!
But then we get one of the best scenes in the episode coming up next.
The Isaiah Bradley scene?
No, the Isaiah Bradley.
I was like, what the fuck is he gonna go?
I couldn't think of another excuse in time. But yes, Isaiah Bradley.
Oh, we're talking about the boat montage. No,
that was a great montage.
That was also pretty good.
No, yeah, the Isaiah Bradley scene. Like, I watched it and I was like, I was tearing up, and then I was editing my reaction later, and I was like, fuck, because it's so powerful.
Yeah, and it's like we've already seen this character once or twice. I mean, it's like, how can it top it? And then this scene happens, and it's just like, damn.
It hit hard.
And we're totally Sam in this moment too, because Sam is just like, I don't even know what to say. Like, you know, like he's basically going there for thinking he's gonna, you know, drop off the shield, you know, try to make some amends kind of deal. You know, some sense of like, you know, this guy's been through a lot. Maybe this can kind of restore, you know, his journey a little bit. And then he just totally is struck by, you know, everything this man has been through, and like his absolutely granted pessimism on the country, on everything, because he has known nothing else. Like, that was his life. And like to see Sam, like, you know, in the younger position now, looking forward and that, you know, at this historic guy, and it's like, oh my god, so much.
Yeah, it was so interesting diving into Sam's psychology or his mindset during this scene and how it was evolving, because I think going all the way back to after the first encounter that they had with Isaiah, Sam was always like upset with Bucky for not telling him this information, and that kind of bleeds into their adventures in like trying to track down the power broker and everything. I guess after the whole first scene, he already had the idea that he wanted to give Isaiah the shield. Maybe that was part of Sam's in the back of his mind during this whole season, I guess. Ever since he met Isaiah, it was just very interesting seeing, like, was this always Sam's idea to bring him the shield, or at least help him get closure? But also going into Isaiah, it's pessimism based on his own experiences, but also based on the Black experience in general from the past and in the present, which you kind of very, very, very relate to. But also it's like, it's still so pessimistic. And it's not like, I see what Isaiah's coming for in that final line where he says, like, if you take the, I forget the final line exactly, but it's like, if you take the shield, then like Black people shouldn't take up Captain America's shield.
It was like, no, like they will never let a black man be Captain America. And even if they did, no self-respecting one would.
Exactly. Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, that was a quote there, and it was so powerful because it's like that really f's up with Sam's whole mindset and psychology during that scene because he's like, man, maybe he's right. But also, as soon as that scene ended, I'm like, Sam, I understand exactly what Sam's going through. I understand exactly what Isaiah's going through, but like, it's still important for Black people to have that symbol. It's still very important for
Absolutely.
Black people to take up that mantle. Yes, I agree with Isaiah that by taking up Captain America's legacy, you could be embracing the ugliness of the U.S. history, which is fair, but also you can be embracing like change as well. And I think that's not what Isaiah is really seeing. He's saying like, if you take the shield, then you're already embracing the terrible thing that the U.S. has done in the past. And Sam's like, yes, the U.S. has done things in the past that are awful, but then also he can help change things, which I think he comes to that realization later in the episode.
It
But
almost
yeah, Nathan.
I feel like it almost feels like a less hopeful version of like that scene between both Xavier's and Days of Future Past. Like old and young talking to each other.
Yeah.
But instead of being like, oh no, like we could just hope again, like you have like a brighter future. But in this one, it's like the super soldier was very much screwed over by this country and seeing like where you could go. And it's horrible. It's like he's recounting his story, and then when you like really like break it down, like he did exactly what Steve did in his first movie, like going to save soldiers, and then he got like praised for it. Like Bucky himself was like, "Let's hear it for Captain America," but like in this instance, like he was like very much reprimanded for it.
Totally. Again, Nathan, you got me. I have that in my notes as well. Parallel to Captain America rescuing his friends in the first film. But yeah, so I love Isaiah talking about the Red Tails. It's funny. I literally had this lesson plan in my U.S. history class like a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about the civil rights movement back in February. And we had this whole lesson. I had a whole I showed the class 2 videos on Red Tails in the civil rights movement, how the Red Tails, when they came back home, like they got President Truman desegregated the military in 1948. That's when he signed the executive order to desegregate the military. However, when they come back home, their homes are burned. There's signs in the streets saying like you don't belong. There's still like a lot of racism faced against the people in the Red Tail community, in Red Tail Battalion. Even when they came back home, like civil rights we don't have the Civil Rights Act or the Voting Rights Act until 1963 or 1964 and 1965 respectively. So that's like 20 years, 15 to 20 years after the Red Tails come back home, and they still have to face all that lynching and racism in America. So again, I can still understand Isaiah's whole idea here, where he's like, don't give me the shit. I don't want to be a symbol for all the terrible things the Americans have done. And I think to a degree, like Sam's a smart guy. He knows like American history is all very bleak also, but also very good as well. It's a very mixed bag of American history. So he already knows this, but I think the real impactful stuff was like the experimentation that the government did on him, and how the government was very willing to blow up all the other experimented Black soldiers that Isaiah was with, and just blow them up and toss them aside and continue to experiment on Isaiah for years. It was very messed up. So
yeah, and it's
awful.
like basically he's pointing to this thing of like exactly what you're saying, like, you know, even though it kind of reminds me, I gave a presentation on this a few weeks back for a film class of like how Jordan Peele with Get Out like talks a lot about in his interviews of like a post-racial America where a lot of people are like, oh, Obama was elected, like, you know, like racism is solved. Not but like, you know, there are people
a third
out there,
term if I could,
right? And so you have that very like, oh, you know, he signed the desegregation of the military, like everything is fine now, and then Evan just painted the picture of like what the actual reality is. And so from Isaiah's perspective, like these, you know, these microaggressions and very overt forms of racism are going to, you know, automatically attract themselves to whoever's, you know, has that responsibility or is trying or in this case, the government didn't want Sam to have this responsibility, and so he's basically warning them, like, this is gonna very much be a thing, like, and of course we get it paid off later in the episode when Sam and Bucky just talk about it straight up. Like, I love that it was like,
which is great. It's what we needed.
Because that show, I mean, we've been getting the subtext of it, but I think we really needed it acknowledged from our main characters, and I think it was really good to like have the Isaiah scene in this episode, and then have that scene later of our of our heroes getting to discuss it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a very powerful scene. He even goes to talk to his sister about it when he arrives home, and I think she was like a lot more.
Just like everybody else, I think her sister was like an amalgamation of the audience, where it's like, yes, but don't let that guy's pessimism seep into your head, Sam. Like, you still are your own person. The people still need it simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Which he ends up saying as much to Bucky later, but yeah, it's a really powerful scene. But then we got to fix a boat.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, that was even great. With Sam too, where he was just like, "All right, yeah, I mean, I'm taking off this mission. I may not be able to like fix all that, but I can fix this damn boat." Some control. He calls in a bunch of favors and stuff, and
which was hilarious. I'm like, we need some money, right? People did owe our parents some money. Let me call in some favors. So basically, you're just saying, motherfuckers, you owe us some money. Come in and help us out. And all like, oh, we'll do anything to help out your parents, Sam. I'm like, yeah, after I called your cheap ass, like, if I
you don't visit, you don't
visit, you didn't pay up, but until I called you, now you're gonna pay up. Okay, now we're a community. Okay.
Oh, Mr. Avenger comes to town.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Right. But yeah, then we start rolling, and Bucky comes over. It's a hilarious moment where like they had to like fix the pipe. He's like, "Why didn't you use the metal hand?" He's like, "I don't think about it often. I just like immediately like I'm right-handed."
This part of the episode is super sweet. I loved everything about this. Even just like the subtlety of Bucky coming to Sam. Like Bucky doesn't have a lot of friends in the world. He doesn't have anywhere else to go. But the first place he goes to is Sam's place to give him like didn't he come just to give him like the equipment or like the new like
the new case,
the new suit, whatever? They find out later on. But also when he leaves, he asks like, does he ask like, can I stay around or something like that, or something like that? And Sam's like, Bucky, you can stay, right? Like, you don't have to leave. And Bucky's like, okay, fine. Like, in the inside, Bucky wanted to stay, but he just didn't want to flat out say that he.
Yeah, I mean, even like when he was dropping off like the case, like he was just like, yes, like jokingly, he was like, it's time for it, and I'll go. But then like he was just like, after fixing the pipe, he was like, you want some help around here?
Which is great, because Bucky's not gonna be like, hey, Sam, can I stick around with you? I like you, buddy. He's not that kind of guy. But Sam's like, Bucky, you can stay, brother. Like, he can. You don't need a hotel. You can stay at my house. Like, come on, dude. I just loved everything about that. Exactly.
It's some of the best bromance in the MCU. It's so good.
100%. Yeah.
So good.
I feel like I was missing something. But
one more thing. I just think overall, I think rebuilding the boat is kind of like as a parallel to rebuilding, of course, Sam and Bucky's friendship and everything like that. But also Cap's legacy as well. Like, the sister was initially just going to build the boat to sell the boat.
And then she can't sell it.
But then she realizes, like, no, we can't sell off the shield, or we can't sell off the boat. We have to, like, this is our parents' history. I mean, literally on the boat's name is based on their parents. Yeah. So it's like, this is our history, this is our past. We can't just sell it, which is just like the shield. It has a lot of history, but we can't just toss it away. Like, we have to embrace it. We have to take ownership of it, which was really cool.
Absolutely. Oh wait, yeah, I did remember. It was like just seeing like where the series started, where like Bucky, they confirmed like Bucky was like straight ignoring texts from Sam, isolating himself. But then like now he's just like fixing boats. It's nice.
He went from
the
apartment floor,
stuff, like
the apartment floor to the couch where he's smiling at the kids playing with the shield. I'm like, oh,
so
this
cute.
is
amazing.
So
and then he just like, Uncle Bucky just like, hey, just run away. It's so perfect.
So good. Yeah, and then I think is that when we start throwing the shield around?
It sure is, yeah.
It impacts that tree, and it's like, we've made it.
Trailer. Super
Evan's
Bowl spot.
long-awaited.
Fuck you.
It's like, oh, episode 2, 3, 4.
I thought he would have the shield for the most of the series. Yeah, I was wrong.
I like what they're doing though. I like it. It's just like
Me too.
garnering such a much. So like when we do see, it's gonna be like, look at our Captain America.
Oh man.
Which I did this episode basically. But yeah, they start. It's funny. They like set up like a whole like training rig and like the way they shoot the shield moving is terrifying. It's what I've always imagined. Like I would never be able to catch it. I'd flinch. It's coming right at you. Like my god.
Someone I saw a TikTok, Evan, all right, and they were talking about they broke down every instance where someone has thrown the shield other than Cap in universe, and there's several instances. Nathan would probably know them. Like there's a point where they pass it to Black Widow. There's a point where I think Hawkeye throws it. But it's just interesting to see because like it's a heavy shield, but it's like it's.
I'm like going through my memory. Like
Hawkeye throws it. Is this Age of Ultron?
Yeah, I think in Age of Ultron he passed.
Black Widow had an Age of Ultron.
I think Hawkeye did too in the beginning in the snow.
Something like that. I can't remember what. It might be OG Avengers, maybe.
I mean, Thor ricochets.
Yeah, it's not because like even the kids were like picking it up, right?
Right. And so it's just interesting to see because then it's like then you see it just moves so fast and you're like, okay, it's not that heavy, but it's still like this thing like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's vibranium. It's so interesting. It's like magical or whatever.
Well, vibranium
just like
I think
zooms.
I think vibranium is supposed to be lightweight.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I was trying to get at.
But it has a big impact.
I thought you were getting at like, oh my god, like every time we seen like somebody else holding shit, it's like, whoa, monumental looking shot. Like, but then it's just kids like, wow. Like,
yeah, that too. It was kind of funny.
And then like also there's like throwing. I thought you were like, oh my god, someone throwing the shield. Like that's such a rare thing. But then this episode's like, boom, boom, boom. Like,
yeah, just casually.
Yeah, which is also great. But yeah, then they start discussing their own personal things. It's really, really nice moment where just like Bucky was straight up just like Steve and I really never considered what it really meant to hand the shield to a black man. And frankly, I owe you an apology. I am sorry.
Yeah, horrible writing.
What?
Yeah.
No,
I'm kidding.
yeah, that dude. God damn it.
I'm kidding.
Ratio.
But yeah, I think it was really good. I mean, granted, the writing isn't perfect in this show. It's very, what's the word for it? It's very like out there in the open, like it's very obvious. I forget the exact term I'm looking for. It's not the most subtle, is what I'm trying to say.
But it's not bad.
But it's not bad. Exactly. I mean, it's not bad. It's like it's the most. It's not subtle, but that's MCU in general.
At Disney heart.
Exactly. Like it has a lot of heart behind it. It's not subtle, but it works for the kind of show they're going for. This isn't winning any writing awards at all. I wouldn't expect it to. But the meaning behind it, the heart behind it is still very good. This is what I'm looking for exactly. Like in episode 2, when Bucky and Sam are having that stare down, they can't even talk to each other. They're just staring at each other. And to see the evolution now to where they're just blatantly talking about their issues they've had. Yeah, their issues and their feelings. I like Bucky a lot too when he says like,
how'd that dude think it was bad writing?
I know.
That dude has the same energy of like going to your friend like, don't be gay.
Oh God, yeah. You're homo.
Yeah.
Literally in that that whole thread, people were like, this is literally what like media illiteracy looks like. And it was just like, and then the guy replied to somebody's tweet about, like that trash YouTuber, the Quartering or whatever, who's just been like a racist homophobe just like forever. He was like a fan of him, so like no surprise there. Like
no surprise.
The overlap.
If you quote a YouTuber, your argument's done. Any YouTuber, get out of here.
Any
YouTuber. Don't come in here quoting somebody else. Say it with your chest. I don't need to hear 45213 on YouTube. I don't care.
Hey man, some video essays are pretty fun.
Unless you want to quote me, that's cool. Quote me, please. But anyway. Don't quote some other idiot on YouTube. I don't care if it's Chris Stuckman. I don't care if it's anybody.
Top Films, Spider-Man's journey.
Far from home broke me.
Okay, I mean, yeah, fine. I mean, there are some great people on YouTube. Anyways.
That wasn't my example of greatness, but like, I do like High Top, but that just don't.
High Top's cool, but there's other YouTubers I listen to for also great like film commentary that are like Anyways, I like Bucky explaining his list and like giving away the shield and saying like the shield was the closest thing to a family to him.
Yeah.
Um, and it really like goes back to my favorite MCU movie, Captain America: Civil War, where in the beginning, Cap's whole arc is about like his family slowly dying away. Like Peggy dies, Bucky's on the run, about to get arrested and killed, and his whole world is closing on around him. And it's similar to Bucky at this point, where like Cap just died, and now like he has nobody left until like he sees a shield, until he sees a shield in the hands of somebody he doesn't like John Walker. So like it really bugged him and really effed up with his mindset there. But also in terms of his list, and he was talking to Falcon about his list and saying like, I initially was doing all this, but then Falcon speaks up saying, you crossing the names off your list is more of a avenging thing. You're trying to help out yourself, which isn't the solution here. You shouldn't just be crossing names off a list in order to help you feel better. You should be helping the people on that list. And that includes most likely Yuri. I think in the finale, he has to come talk to Yuri about helping the people on that list, as in there's people on that list who need closure, helping them out. That then will help you, Bucky. So
is Bucky gonna go to the old guy in the finale?
1000%. It has to happen. It's gonna be hurt. It's gonna be emotional and hurtful, but man, it has to happen. People are saying watching Yuri be the power broker.
Wait, which one's Yuri again?
Yuri, the old guy, the old Asian guy whose son.
Oh, that's his name. Okay.
Yeah, that's his name. Watch him be the power broker, which was
Hell yeah. No.
funny. Like my son died, and now I'm the power broker.
The girl from the restaurant from the first date.
Oh please,
Power broker.
You know what?
I mean, that's some
my
old boy
curveball
shit.
prediction. That'd be my curveball prediction.
Like Carson,
like we were watching you, James. Like no.
Isn't that kind of like Old Boy? It's like in the very beginning, like everything at the dining room,
Yep.
like planted
Yep.
stuff. Like you have to be careful. Like you got to be careful, Bucky. You never know. But yeah, I just love like them talking about their feelings to each other out in the open, teaming up, training together. Beautiful cinema. Loved it.
Cinema.
And then we get a Rocky montage.
It's a masterpiece. Oh.
Let's go.
I was gonna say the Xenoma meme, like it's a masterpiece, James.
Complete and comprehensive, yeah.
I'm gonna use that forever now.
It's amazing.
But yes, montage. A training montage.
Yeah.
A lot of like again, what I would do and just flinch and be scared. He almost decapitated himself.
Yeah, I would have broke my head. I would have broke my arm. Everything.
I don't know.
100%.
John hit Zemo in the neck. How did he not die?
How is he still alive?
I still think about that. I think about the damn
vibranium.
tree. I think about the tree, and then I think about like,
Yeah, that's your skull.
Yeah, Zemo should have been dead.
But no, but the training's really fun. Sam's getting a lot more agile. No serum.
yes, sir.
Yeah, he can just do that. That's just Anthony Mackie.
That's just Anthony Mackie. He doesn't need any superhero.
I'm sure
juice.
wait, is it Anthony Mackie actually doing the flips? I know it's like in camera, but like
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't
I
tell
was
at
looking
all.
Too.
I couldn't tell. Probably not, right?
Because they keep it like so like.
He blocked me on Twitter, so I would never know.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
I don't know. I think I still am. Let me look up Anthony Mackie right now. I'm
Do you have any
pretty sure.
grudges? Like,
I think he deleted his Twitter actually, right?
I don't
Anthony,
know.
I
Do
can't
you have
remember.
Do you have any personal grudges because of that, or
I don't know, something happened, and Anthony
Was it the Collider interview thing? Was it with that whole deal?
I
Way
wouldn't
back in the day.
which that interview didn't seem so bad.
I don't remember that interview. What are we talking about?
I can't remember what
He was
said.
tearing apart Frosty for like a Man of Steel.
Yes, that's that one.
Kinda. He was.
But I don't think I was like, you should like Man of Steel, buddy. I'm like, I don't know. I'm also
He's got a
blocked
point about
by,
Hans Zimmer's score there.
Rob Liefeld blocked me. I think.
That's
Did he-
fine.
Does
That's
he have a
welcome.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Rob Liefeld.
That
I
dude's
can't
a
find him.
clown.
Nobody wants.
He's awful. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Anyways.
Liefeld was in support of John Walker.
Yeah, he was. He treated like Team Walker or something.
Oh yeah, I just watched it. I just saw the tweet. John Walker rules. Yeah, I mean he's a good character, but he's also not somebody I would root for.
No.
Exactly.
So Voldemort's really got some points here.
Fascism.
Ooh. The purebloods, let's go. But yeah, we get training and everything's going real cool. Then we also get. I think this is a good point to touch on Sharon.
I totally
Yeah.
Is that at this point in the episode? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
because I have in my notes here. I was like, was Sharon hiring Baltrock a 4D chess move on
4D
her
chess
part?
move.
On her part.
Based on what she was saying, it sounds like she set up like the heist or whatever for the first episode.
Yeah. For what?
I
don't know.
Art.
Wait, what heist?
Because
in the
I
first
still don't know what the
Just
heist.
first episode stuff with the canyons. That
Yeah.
Falcon took
Got
out
it.
with
Got it.
Because like, what was Falcon going after them for? Like, they kidnapped people, right? And then he was helping them out.
Yeah, they kidnapped.
Yeah, they kidnapped one
like
person.
Was it GRC people?
Maybe.
Might have been.
Because like this whole planet of hers now is also leading into the GRC. So I'm like, two things here. I think Sharon's a good person. She saved Sam. She saved Bucky in Mount Japor. I think she's a good person. So I think she wants to like hire Baltrock in order to gain her way back into the U.S. government. Maybe, I don't know. But also too, I think she does not expect, or she did not want Baltrock to kill Sam. Like when Baltrock tells Carly, like, I'm here to kill the Falcon, or I'm here to kill Sam. Like, I don't think Sharon's signing off on that. That's just the guy's personal vendetta for getting beat in episode 1. But also, just I have no idea what she's doing. Is she the power broker? It would make no sense for her to be the power broker. I cannot buy into it. I just cannot. You're gonna tell me she can't get into the U.S. government, so she's gonna be a power broker? For what reason? I just can't buy her as a villain or an antagonist.
I would need more like preemptive scenes to go off of to build that.
Exactly. Give me an entire episode on Sharon. And maybe
I really hope it's not a faulty twist in this finale.
Oh God, yeah. Just leave it with Julia Louis-Dreyfus character, Madam Hydra, or Thunderbolt Ross, not Sharon. No. Bring Sharon home.
They've honestly kind of wasted Sharon a little bit. I'll say it.
You will? What do you mean by that?
I mean, I don't know. Just like her development to me is just weird and kind of stunted. Like,
yeah, it's so weird because at first they're already starting off on a weird angle by wanting us to believe like she can't get back to the U.S. government after the snap for some unknown reason. So I kind of thought like, okay, kind of predictable. At the end of this series, she's just going to come back and be in the good graces again because Sam's going to be Captain America. Everybody's going to be happy. She gets her job back if she wants it.
Now she's like an art broker.
Now she's just an art broker. But then what is her what is her development though? I kind of agree with you there, Carson. Like, what is her arc this season?
Right, inclusion in the show, you know.
I mean, like when we got reintroduced, she did say she was like salty after being like left behind when they went on the run, and like she had to like deal with all that herself. And then there was like I don't think Sharon got snapped actually.
She didn't, but which is how she got all the art and stuff via the during the snap. But also, I'm just like you can blame Cap and them. Cap was busy saving the world those past 5 years. Falcon was snapped.
I really want an MCU story set in the 5 years of the snap.
I'm good.
Well, I mean, that could be intriguing.
I'm good.
Evan,
I just don't want to go back. Don't.
Well, I'm not saying go back with like not necessarily specific characters, I guess, but like I'm not saying like have an Avengers. No, but like in that time period, you can have like a drama or flashbacks or something. Like
go watch The Leftovers.
What the fuck, Evan? We can't share.
I want to watch that show.
It's a great show. It's a masterpiece, James.
Okay.
Complete, comprehensive.
I'll check it
out. Anyways, yeah, I think I don't know. I just don't know what is her scene even going to be in the next episode? Like I don't even know. Like what is she doing?
I don't know. I don't care. Right? Yeah. I mean, she has like 2 seconds.
She's working with Ross.
She reminded me of Boba Fett Mandalorian season 2. They give her 1 episode. People are so hyped on her. Then everywhere else is just like a phone call.
And I'm like,
the book of Sharon Carter coming to
Oh no.
People set 5 years in the
like,
snap.
oh yes. People be so hyped for that. But
set 5 years in the snap.
Yeah, it just has that Mando season 2 effect where they bring her in, people are hyped on her. I thought she was very cool in that episode. But afterwards, it's just like, okay, she's just a phone call.
Nothing's ever followed up on. Like she gets in the car and is like, "We got a problem," and like we don't even
We
know
don't,
like
and
why
I don't
it's like a,
care.
why Sam and Bucky really are a problem for everything. Like we just know that she's in proximity in this city to this person, and she's just there to help because she knows them, and that's all I've gotten from her so far.
So we'll see what happens next week. We'll see.
But then we check back in with Carly and the gang, and then Batroc meets up with them in that park, which I found interesting just from Easter egg hunting people. This is no like larger effect; it's just kind of cool fact that the setting they're in New York City is the same park that Tony and Spider-Man were fighting the Thanos army in the beginning of Infinity War.
Yep.
I don't know, for some reason, you know that like crazy fight scene in Anchorman 2 where they're just like all out in the park like running around?
I've never seen Anchorman.
I need to watch
Okay.
Anchorman movies.
Okay. Anyways, it looked like that park.
I'm good.
Really? Evan,
They're fun. I mean,
I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan.
yeah,
Paul Rudd,
I would
though?
say it's some of his better stuff. It's definitely better than like a Will Ferrell Kevin Hart comedy or like Will Ferrell any recent thing.
current Will Ferrell.
Yeah, like
Damn.
what was that one with Mark Wahlberg? Like
Ooh, Daddy's
something-
Home.
Yeah, what the hell was that? Like who greenlit that?
It had a sequel.
Well, I do love the other guy. It's a classic. The other guys.
Were they in that together?
Yeah, wasn't the other guys Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg?
I think
Let's
so.
look.
I just didn't think about
It is. It's the other guys.
No, yeah, for sure. I'm just like I forgot.
Aim for the
I have not
bushes?
seen this.
I was
What?
just I just never thought like wow they were like really repaired again for.
Oh, is this where they wait?
This was Sam Jackson in The Rock.
Oh, this
Or
is
they,
the
like-
scene where they jump off the building and just
yes. Aim for the
Yeah,
bushes. Wow.
It's
yeah,
it's an Adam McKay film, which is so weird to me, and it costs $100 million. I'm just like, how the like?
there were a lot of explosions in that movie.
That's true.
So that's a classic right there. I love the other guys.
Anyway, we're gonna take over this place very Hydra style.
Yeah, they're just chilling in New York City. It reminded me very much of John Wick, right? But like, look at the phone, just like, oh no,
Yeah,
it's time.
bounty's out. Like it's time.
Yeah.
So, what's going on with this GR? Because right at the end here, they like get inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or it seemed like some of the government officials in there were also flag smashers, which is interesting.
Yeah, and so look, they were trying to vote on a refugee act, which would force all refugees back to the country that they're trying to escape from.
Which my brother and I both in unison were like, why?
Yeah,
Why?
which is just very strange. Again, I think the flag smasher stuff has been pretty weak.
I agree.
Outside of some of the stuff with Carly.
Like they have basic motivations, but it's also like, I don't know. It's just not
Some
as
motivations were quite good until Carly was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill him." It's like what?
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we love you, Aaron Kellyman.
We do.
It's kind of, someone brought this up on Twitter, is like, it's almost like they're afraid to like be like,
To dive
you
into
know,
it.
the system is bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like they had to add that extra edge of like, oh, she crossed the line, so we can't like say the system's bad anymore because look what Carly's, you know what I mean? Look what Carly's
I
doing,
agree.
she's killing-
But we have
So-
all this history talk with Isaiah Bradley.
Right, and so it's like contradictory because it's like we have that conversation and the flag smasher stuff is just like kind of phoned in compared to that.
Yeah, I feel like every week they say the same thing of like why they hate the U.S. government. Which I get it. I understand. It's pretty stupid on the U.S. government or the UN in general, the GRC to like force immigrants back into or refugees back into their home states. But also, it's just like you guys keep giving us the same motivations. It just isn't compelling.
And also we don't like see, like we see their struggle, but like it's always just them like on the move, like
for like
not
2 minutes.
you know, and they're just kind of show up in these buildings and are there. Like we never saw like.
What
I
they
wish we
went
got gotten like one like Carly flashback scene or something that would have given
Bingo.
us
Yeah.
some grounding of like what really radicalized her, because we kind of hear about it, but it's like at the same time we just go with it because we're in the present.
Like when when Monica came back in WandaVision, like we had that flashback. Like I want a
Yeah,
flashback.
like a more like a centric episode on them too.
Yeah, or even like
Yeah.
a 10-minute in the
10-minute
beginning of each-
opening, yeah, just something.
boom.
Yeah.
hmm
I mean, we got that opening with John, like in episode 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, which was good.
I
Yeah.
think episode 4 should have opened with Carly, like same way as it kind of did with John, just giving us a little more detail.
I agree.
But I don't know. Did it change your guys' opinion in terms of like how this character / this group is going to end up next week?
She's so dead.
Yeah, you think at this point?
I'm kidding. I think part of me believes I'm still 50-50. She could easily die, but also because like she killed Lamar Hopkins. But also she could just go to the raft.
Did we touch on? Did we?
Oh, we
touch on
didn't.
John
Skip over that
Walker
scene.
talking to Lamar's parents.
That was a good scene.
That was a really good scene. He's still lying, or maybe
He's
he
still
actually
lying.
believes it. Maybe he actually believes it. And he's that lost. I
Which
don't
is
know.
still lying.
No,
Yeah,
I think
It's still lying. Yeah.
yeah. But also, I'm with Nathan a little bit. I think he actually believes like I got the right person. I did what I had
They're
to
all-
do. Because remember when he's talking to Sam, he was like, "You saw what happened? I killed the guy," and they're like, "Dude, he killed.
I
him.
had to.
I had to."
He killed Lamar. No.
No,
We caught it in 4K.
we got you in 4K.
Is it a cat? Is it a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Lupin?
It's Moon.
Damn.
A 50-50 shot.
50-50 shot.
It's the Gray Wolf.
But yeah, that was a great scene. I liked it. It was very sad, very depressing. Which again, I like John Walker's character, and I can sympathize with scenes like this because he was his best friend to Lamar. Lamar looked up to John, and that's the thing, right? When people like say like I like John Walker's character, it doesn't mean that they have to sympathize with John Walker's actions. But an audience member can be like Lamar and can be like, I understand what John Walker was. John Walker was a good soldier. He was a good friend to Lamar. I think this guy is a good person, but just on the inside, he just had some problems. He just had some difficulties that he wasn't quite ready yet to be Captain America. And when he took the serum, it only like amplified his insecurities, amplified his issues. And
Yeah,
that
and
really
it goes
didn't
back
help.
to Lamar's line of like, the serum just makes you more you. And at that point, he was, exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tragic.
But stuff's starting to go down, and then we cut back to Sam, and he goes to open the briefcase, and then Marvel hates me, and they cut to black right before.
I know, it held for like just an extra second. I'm like, oh, it's going to cut around. We're going to see it.
Because all my brain was like really thinking was like, all right, cool, we're gonna get some, get a new Captain America suit. But then I remember, oh my god, it's probably gonna be like a winged Captain America suit because that's also in the comics. But it's also like, why else would you need Wakandan stuff that isn't like just a suit? Like, but I'm really excited to see how it's gonna translate on screen. I know it's gonna look great. It's all the costume design is typically always on point, and I think that it's really cool just thinking about like we keep Sam Wilson Captain America suit being made by Wakandans. It's like a cherry on top of awesome.
Yeah. I'm very curious. I'm like, is it going to look exactly like the comic book suit that we see in the comic books, where it's like red, white, and blue? I know Bucky's arm is slightly like darker colored, pretty golden. Like, do the Wakandans use the same color for Sam's new suit? I'm very curious about that. But yeah, like Nathan said, I'm very excited to see what it looks like with the new wings and everything. Oh man, I can't wait.
Oh, that's gonna be so good. But then you already know.
I missed this. I saw this
did
on
too,
Twitter, and
actually.
I genuinely thought it was fake. I had no.
I was annoyed because like I ended my whole video. I was in my video. I went to check for an end credit scene. I didn't know it was gonna be like right after like the
Yeah.
special credits, the mid credit. I went to the end. There was nothing. I was like, all right, cool. I mean, I guess it was fine for my video. I didn't miss too much. It's just kind of interesting. But yeah, it's full workshop mode. John Walker trying to build a Home Depot shield.
It's fucking
So many
hilarious.
memes. It looks like when you just like I don't know, when you just have like an off-brand thing and you're trying to make it look like it's basically like him just like with like wired earpods instead of wireless ones, or just like anything like that. And so it's just funny to see him like I don't know what, because he's gonna show up and there's gonna be two shields and it's just gonna be I at least unironically am gonna be laughing my ass off when I see him for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, like it's gonna be look so stupid with his. I wonder if he had a new uniform too. Did Nathan freeze?
I think Nathan froze.
Oh, I must have lost Nathan. But yeah, I'm like, he's gonna look so stupid. He might get a new outfit along with the new shield. But in general, like the tease where you hear the clinking first.
It's Tony in the cave.
And it's like I'm like, this is a Tony in the cave moment here. It's so weird. Why do villains, whenever they get their ass kicked, they want to be like, you know what? Let me turn into a welder. It happened with Black Manta and Aquaman 2. He was like, you know what? I got my ass kicked. Let me build some of my own
epic sequence. Absolute cinema.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a new sequence. I'm gonna burn my military pin.
Get out the torch. Here we go.
Somehow he's a welder. He welded his military pin into his shield. I'm like, it's not gonna be as good. It's just
we don't see that in Young Justice. We just cut right to it. He's already in it.
Exactly there. But yeah, it's gonna look so weird when he just like throws his shield, but it's not gonna come back. It's like, so you basically have a big throwing object, like
it just flies off and just lands.
Like it's still gonna hurt like a hell.
Oh yeah.
If you hit somebody's head with that, like they're dead, basically. But overall, this was a cool scene. It's him becoming U.S. agent. It's him becoming even darker. Kind of teed up when he was looking at the that poster where it says like John Walker is Captain America when he's walking alone at night. So he still thinks of himself as like Captain America. He still thinks of himself as a loyal U.S. Agent. So it's gonna be interesting.
I'm kind of hoping he's gonna paint it a different color or something, or make it a look. But I kind of like it. It'd be that imitation a little bit. And
exactly right. It makes sense because he still thinks like of himself as like Captain America. He still thinks of himself as part of the U.S. government, even though they rejected him. So overall, good episode.
No, Nathan. Are you back?
Is when I scream.
Say when you scream.
You hear us?
I scream, yeah. Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright.
Howard Stark
was able to build this in a K.
We were just memeing this.
With a box of scraps.
Box of scraps.
Best line of the movie.
But I was saying right before you cut out, it's kind of funny that like we're gonna show up next week and there's gonna be two shields on site, and I'm like, I'm gonna be laughing no matter what because he's just gonna show up and have like a mimic shield, unless I kind of wish he would paint it like a different color, but then I was like, it's cool for the character to like kind of still hang on to that thread of like being Captain America and like having the exact same shield. So
truly becoming U.S. agent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly what I said too. Yeah, he's really becoming U.S. agent. He's crazy.
Gonna join them Thunderbolts.
I want Buggy to just like come in there and break his shield.
Because it's not vibranium.
It's not vibranium. It's pretty weak.
I would love it if it just like literally separates next week. Like Sam hits it with the shield, and it's just like.
I hope we re-meet John Walker in Thunderbolts, and then like we meet up with him, and he just has like a wall of backup shields because he breaks them all the time.
My prototypes.
Wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah,
good episode, right?
We cut to a second post-credit scene, and it's John Walker 3D printing a shield, and it's taking like forever. And
he's just
he's just looking at it, and it's just like you just see the little star being formed.
Nice.
Gosh. All right. So yeah, it's a great episode. I'm looking forward to the finale immensely, and my hopefully 2 end credit scenes. And yeah. I believe I am now going to dive into Evan's least favorite topic, the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Alfred Molina came out
breaking the NDA. Let's go.
He came out swinging.
The man is 67 years old. At that age, if I don't have the same nonchalant, like, you know what, I was in a Spider-Man movie at age 67 for the second time. Like, it's just the biggest amazing energy I've seen out of any Hollywood star. It's just so perfect. It's like, yeah, like John Watson's like, no one's truly dead. And I'm like, what? So break it down for us, because there's some interesting tidbits in this article that I'm just like, hold up.
Yeah, he was discussing a lot of things, some of which kind of can enhance my fears. But
what I've always been saying.
Look, listen. As long as it's not my core Spider-Man. Yeah, so they're like saying like different moments, like, oh, we're gonna like, cause straight up they were like asking him before it was even like properly confirmed. They were like, "How's it feel returning Doc Ock?" And he's just going out, just like, "Oh yeah, so like returning and playing this." It's like, what are you doing?
We all
Feige's
knew,
on the
though.
roof.
It was in the trades before he confirmed it, at least.
Yeah, but then like he's just like doubled down.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh god, it's so funny. Yeah, he's just going on about like, yeah, it's interesting, like re-exploring this character. They're talking about different things of just like, I don't have the same physique as 16 years ago, but then I remembered, oh, the arms do all the work. It's like, wow,
Right.
Doc Ock confirmed.
What caught my eye was like, he's like, I don't look the same, but like,
Right.
John Watts, like, have you seen Samuel L. Jackson and Robert
Bob
Downey
Downey,
Jr.?
Bob Downey,
Bob Downey Jr. in what, Civil War, beginning of Civil War. And it makes me wary because I don't want to go back to the river and then like have him like just wash up, and it's just like weird to me that would be the starting point.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because like they're taking him like right before his moment of death. And I was looking at High Top's tweets. I was like, what is this man thinking? And he was just like, all right, I'm chill as long as they don't like completely like revert his character development. Yeah. And then like he quoted a tweet. I think he might have deleted it, but he quoted a tweet that was saying like, oh yeah, talk about like when I'm getting back and like the action being the big bad and fighting Spider-Man. And then he just posted a photo of him as the Joker. He just like, I'm such a clown. I was like, oh god, High Top's gonna die from this movie.
Holy shit,
and I don't blame him, honestly, if that's the case, because like, why would you? I'm gonna need like multiple. I'm gonna need Alfred Molina to play like different Doc Ocks then, and not just.
It makes no sense. It just makes no sense. Like
I agree.
You already established in the Spider-Man universe that like we have J.K. Simmons playing a completely different character. This isn't J.K. from Spider-Man 2. This is a J.K. Simmons from the MCU universe playing a new guy online. You can do the exact same fucking thing to Doc Ock. Just say like, oh, this is a completely different Doc Ock who's also evil. There. Like, you don't have to make him like the guy from Spider-Man 2 who died.
But since we are, I'm just like I'm fine with it. I'm just not fine if they go back on his character development throughout the entire film and like building through that.
How else would they bring him back from the same Spider-Man 2 without ruining his character development?
Well, okay.
We don't know.
You would have to.
I'm saying like, what is Nathan's idea? What did he think was going to happen?
Either you have to have Alfred Molina playing multiple Doc Ocks, or at least two to have a variant evil one, or he could be an ally through the Spider-Verse, maybe.
You don't bring back Doc Ock to be an ally.
I mean, sometimes you can.
Then who's gonna...
I don't know what I thought. I thought it was gonna like somehow. I didn't think it was gonna even touch his death. I thought somehow he was gonna be either integrated at. But then I think about his death and like his change. I'm like, I don't know when. It really didn't make any sense because it was like, is he going to be from Spider-Man 2, right? In that vein.
I'm also trying to figure out like, at what specific point are they going to pull him? Because like that man, if he does not tear down that sun, New York is gone.
Also that, and also I was like, I didn't know if Tom was going to be going into that universe or if they were going to pull. You know what I mean?
See, that would be nuts. I didn't even consider that.
That'd be weird. But like,
it's like, oh, it's 2004.
From the beginning, like, it was established that Electro, at least from Jamie Foxx's things, would be different. Like, remember he said, like, I'll be wearing a yellow suit or whatever. So I established, like, okay, cool. This Doc Ock.
Alternate. Which
I was trying my hardest to connect. I was like, it's Electro 2.0. It's the same one. But
I'm like, it's not going to be Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2. That guy's dead. It's going to be a completely different Electro played by Jamie Foxx. It doesn't matter. Audience wouldn't care. So then this Doc Ock, when it was signed on, I'm like, okay, same thing, right? He's just
at this point, I also believe it was going to be a variant. Yeah,
just a variant, just an alternate universe. Boom, that's it. You can say this is from Earth 568. Doc Ock. You don't have to bring him in Spider-Man 2. Why?
But
Why?
but apparently they are, which I think all but confirms. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna get Toby. We're gonna get Andrew.
Yeah, I guess that confirms.
Which
Toby
what
as
made
well.
what made sense for also was I wanted Andrew and Toby to be continuations of their character, like moving past where we've seen them, right?
Yeah, me too. I
And then
I think you still could.
we would see
Wouldn't that
that.
still happen?
I
Yeah.
think you. Yeah, it depends
Yeah,
on. It depends. I guess it depends when we're gonna see them, where they decide to.
But let
put
me
them
explain
from.
this. Yeah, I wanted that to be the the starting point, and then the villains to have like the alternate versions of them, and then you have like this whole recontextualized things with the Spideys seeing different villains, and you get something new out of it because.
Yeah.
So you're saying like imagine Toby seeing a different version of Alfred Molina's Doc Ock.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think with this now, with him saying he's from Spider-Man 2, I guess that obviously confirms like Toby and them for however little they're going to be in the movie. But yeah, I guess like
It's
It's
don't know
also
what the plot of this movie is going to be.
it's-
Like I'm
it's
just lost.
it's also really interesting.
I just wanted Spider-Man on the run. God damn it!
I know, dude. It's so weird because I was like,
He's gonna run to another
I
dimension.
kept pitching to Evan. I kept saying like, "Oh, don't worry, it'll just be like small, like 15-minute end setup for another movie." And then now he confirmed like this, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
so
it sounds
sorry.
like he has like a big role. Like he was like
It sounds like it is Spider-Verse the movie now.
right, like
And I feel like I've been saying, I feel like these are still going to be minimal. At least
right.
Toby and Andrew. I think Toby and Andrew can be minimal. I wouldn't be surprised if Doc Ock had more screen time than Toby and Andrew, because you can easily have Doc Ock fight against Tom.
And I forgot Daredevil in this movie as well. Like I just like
Daredevil's gonna have like a minute.
Only Matt
minutes,
Murdock, I imagine.
A minute. He's gonna be like, this guy deserves to not go to prison. Peace out. But like that'll be it. Like one courtroom scene. I can't see. I'm blind.
Your Honor, this can't
Your
be
Honor,
a Spider-Man.
As you
know.
can see.
Matt
like,
Murdock
how-
starts like roasting his physique in the middle of
like
the
how are they gonna
jury.
do all this? And for my thing was I'm like, this is literally like I wanted this film to like be obviously I think he's still gonna like embrace his identity like fully, graduate in a sense because this is the end of the high school trilogy. That kind of deal, like, on the run in New York, like no resources from any person but himself.
It's the damn Sony deal. It really is.
It really is. And so it's like, I'm worried that like by stuffing all these things in, that we won't actually get any of those characters' development to the full extent of like what they could be, because the screen time is going to be like, oh yes, the plot that we must go through this portal and then
Which
we
is
must
so
put this back
disappointing.
and then I don't know.
Yeah, because like, I mean, granted, again, this is the whole Mando season 2 effect where we didn't know much before going in,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we still
Don't you put that evil on me, Evan. Don't you put that evil on me.
for all we know, it could end up where like it actually makes sense of like Peter either accidentally, I don't know how he would get accidentally into another dimension, but I think it's
Doctor
interesting.
Strange, remember, he's also in there.
It's interesting to me if they frame it that he's escaping his problems by going to live in an alternate world that like he's not he's not threatened by like, or he can just go there for a second and then he ends up being stuck there. I don't know. But I don't know what's
I
gonna
could
happen.
see that from a standpoint of like Strange is busy with his own stuff. And he's just like, I can't fix right now.
Yes.
Sit here,
Yes,
right here
that's
in
what I
this
mean.
area.
And then he starts changing stuff, and then it's like a course where we have to like start like fixing things. I don't know, but I still don't know what the general plot of this movie is going to be, other than how do they get from on the run in the city, and then all of a sudden
Because remember that
we're gonna run to the sanctum, and like I
there's
don't
a
know.
time skip. Like this isn't going to be seconds after Spider-Man: Far From Home, so it's going to be we're going to be in the winter time now of 2023. It's going to be a couple months. There's factions that believe Tom
Okay.
isn't Spider-Man. Factions that believe Tom is Spider-Man.
I still really liked my theory of like when a Spider-Man crossover the reality, like they like Tom's in court and it's like, oh no, there's Spider-Man out there. And like, hey, what? And then he's like, wait, what the hell's going on here? And then you start the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the press angle will be heavy too, because obviously there's gonna be a ton of press about his identity, and
I mean, it already
everything's
kind of
happening.
was in Far From Home. when
Yeah,
he was
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
Yeah.
the new Tony Stark. But
So
But now it's different. It's like, oh, you're
Yeah.
just a.
But yeah, it seems like a lot in this movie. Which is like at the end of Spider-Man: Homecoming, I'm like, I liked Homecoming. I really want to see the development between Tom and his friend, or Peter and his friend, especially Peter and MJ, who didn't get much to do in the first movie. And we get a lot of MJ in Far From Home, but I'm like, I want even more of this. Like, I want even more of Peter and MJ. But when you keep bringing in like all these villains and Doctor Strange and multiverse craziness, I'm just like, can I just have a high school story with Peter
Right.
and MJ?
Now the threat of like, oh, you got to save MJ, or like, you know, we gotta solve the conflict because Ned feels like I don't value him. Like that just seems so minuscule compared to everything that they're going for. But that's really what I wanted in this movie.
Watch us get like a random like interview with like Robert Pattinson talking about the Batman, and then somebody like brings up the lighthouse, and he's just like talking, and he's just, like randomly drops it, just like, yeah, when I was like talking with called Willem like when he was working on Spider-Man. I was like, wait, hold on, everyone's gonna be like, hold on, or that could also again be Robert Pattinson fucking with the press.
Was Willem also like rumored to be in this too?
He's
Yeah.
rumored.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Evan, you're not safe. You're just not safe. You have to.
I was
so
you
excited
just
for-
now.
I was so excited for Spider-Man 3. I'm just
If we're going this far, I want my boy Dane DeHaan in it. Let's go.
I think
Me too.
Dane himself actually confirmed he's not. He could be
Yeah,
lying.
okay.
He could be
I'm
lying.
just kidding.
he was the only ones that did.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
Who hasn't acted in much recently? Poor Dave.
Valerian.
When was Valerian Carson?
Like 20 what?
16.
19, 18, 18 maybe.
I think 16.
I think it was 16.
Jesus, no way.
Look it up. Look it up.
Okay.
You know, it's actually an underrated Dane DeHaan movie is A Cure for Wellness by Gore Verbinski.
Not bad.
That movie is creepy, dude.
It looked way too creepy for me.
Go watch it though.
2017.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember because I was about to graduate high school, and I remember like watching the trailer at school, and I'm like, these visuals look cool.
They do
I
look
know.
pretty cool.
The movie is so bad. Like, guys, I will never get that 120 minutes back or whatever. I have never seen a worse script. Like, I think I tweeted it, like, genuinely one of the worst scripts I've ever seen.
Oof. Yeah.
I own it. I didn't buy it.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I'm once again putting my firm stamp that like I think you can get a good story out of this. And if we're going this crazy, fine. I also wanted a more personable Tom film. And I think you can still get the core of that. I trust. But
Yeah, Marvel always has a way of making stuff feel personal, but also big and grand. And that's good and all, but it just seems like the personal stuff still gets like neglected. Like I can say, like in Far From Home, Tom or Peter has a good like personal story where he's like left alone. He doesn't.
Where's
know what
Uncle
to
Ben?
do. But it's still just like it still just feels so too grand for Spider-Man. As all these movies, at least Far From Home, just feels too big for Spider-Man. I just want a small personal Spider-Man story.
Friendly neighborhood.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and we're not going to get that. And you can do that with a lot of villains, but just when you bring in the multiverse and stuff.
And I always thought, since Homecoming, I thought they were going to do the Sinister Six, like, in New York, like, on the ground.
But not multiverse Sinister Six.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, oof.
So,
But we'll see.
I hope to be pleasantly surprised.
Me too.
I hope we get to the scene. I'm like, oh, that genuinely added something that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Why they bring him
It's
back.
crazy. It's coming out this year, this December. Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty
The poor
sure.
VFX artists.
I'm pretty sure they just about finished filming.
Oh, they're done. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the VFX artists like they got time to wrap things up. We're not getting a trailer for a minute, but I think there could be definitely good moments. Again, I would like want to reaffirm that like my whole like shit. It's like wherever you pull these characters from, whatever. I just hope you treat them respectfully. I'm at least glad they chose to take Doc Ock at the end of his journey. I just don't want that like backtracked, and I really hope that because it seems like we're definitely gonna get Toby and Andrew that they pull them from when we last saw them and not like before that because it
Right.
just
It'd be weird.
Like
you think,
I don't want to like.
Do you think Raimi's gonna guest direct a scene, or at least he was probably on set for Toby?
Probably, if he's like already like working with Benedict for Multiverse of Madness stuff. I imagine he may even like be an associate producer.
Who would?
Raimi.
That's Sam
Sam
Raimi. Actually, it would be kind of cool to see like a like present day like Toby talk to Alpha Merlina's Ock and just like have Ock see like a progression that would be like a really nice little scene. But
We'll see.
yeah,
We'll see. Yeah.
we'll see. I am hopefully optimistic as I am with life.
This press tour is gonna be hilarious because everything's like out there, and Tom's just gonna be like,
Honestly, you know what I'm the most scared about? I know we're like seeing all these press stuff. I'm most scared of the trailers because Sony has a horrible track record of showing too much.
Like, just show us the people. We don't care. Show me Toby. Show me Andrew. Show me Doc Ock. I know they're in the movie. Show them. So the press tour.
Well, okay, don't show them if it's like a few minutes though. I don't want them to.
They're going to do it. We know.
I know they are.
No.
I know. I saw they did this twice. They're like the last shot of Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's in the trailer. Last shot of Venom. It's in the trailer.
that was weird. But I'm like, we know they're going to be in the movie. Just show them in the trailer. So you don't have to lie for all those weeks of doing the press tour. It's awkward. You look stupid doing it. So. Come on, Sony. Come on, Marvel. Just show us.
Well, now they've reverse engineered it to be like Tom's mistaking spoilers as the marketing. So
which is getting old. It's like we get it. Spoilers as marketing.
The funniest thing to me.
Get ready for She-Hulk when Mark Ruffalo does the same thing.
Everybody when he accidentally like turned around the Infinity War poster and it's just the A for Avengers. And like, oh, he leaked the poster. I'm like, it's an A.
Hey, come on. People are freaking out. But Carson, the purple, you mean like this must mean Thanos?
Oh god,
it's a poster.
I
the
totally
title
forgot
reveal
about
Far
that
From Home though was pretty fun. I like that.
The what?
You mean No Way Home?
No Way Home, yeah. There's a lot of home.
Guys, I say Far From Home was just on an iPad. I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, you're right. He was like this. I just got the script. I'm not gonna show anybody. It's so funny.
Yeah, I did like the little video they put together for the title for No Way Home.
But yeah, I'm excited to hear from Jamie Foxx next, maybe. At this rate, remember how he had to delete his post?
I've been seeing him because they just wrapped a movie with John Boyega. I just lived through John Boyega's Instagram stories of like their little rap party and everything. I'm like, oh, it's amazing.
That's cool.
Awesome. There's a new Fast and Furious trailer that came out. Actually, I didn't watch it.
I thought we were gonna have time to watch it, but we can just talk about it.
They would just demonetize me. Universal hates me.
Plus, I watched it once, but I don't think I want to watch it again because
it's like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Like,
so was the first trailer. Why do they keep doing this?
They're so spread out. So it's just like all these trailers are so spread out. The movie got delayed.
I'm pretty sure a whole year it's been.
Yeah, so let's just give it a whole big trailer, like whatever.
But
my highlights.
But then they like cut it down for like the in theater, and I'm like, why? I want the whole trailer. But yeah, it's pretty fun. We're getting straight up foreshadowing when his like son is like putting a car through a space shuttle, and like at the end of the trailer, I'm like, are we actually going to space?
Can we talk about all the magnets that are in this movie?
Wow,
that shot like on the highway. That's like I don't even know what was happening, but they like use the magnets to like smash like.
I bet Vin Diesel is watching that one Breaking Bad episode where they're like doing the magnet thing at the precinct, and he's like, let's weaponize that.
Like Justin Lin said that one shot of the car like going through the store and hitting the other car, like just that shot alone of the car going through a store took.
Oh, that's practical.
Weeks. Yeah,
that's practical. It looks so precise.
It's practical. Yeah.
Go look up the behind the scenes video. Yeah. They already put Justin Lin posted it.
I'm like, that shot alone, that 2-second shot took weeks to film.
Where are my Oscar categories?
And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it looks grand. It looks epic. I can't wait to see this in theaters. It looks goofy as hell. I'm still weak of that one shot where the car flips and Dom is on top of the car and he like seems to catch it or something.
He's got to have like some magnet stuff, right? Like,
right? And I'm like, what is that shot?
Like they're gonna cut around, it's gonna like stop in front, like or something.
That is so weird. And then like they amped up the flying cars, like Nathan said. Like there's at the very end of the trailer, there's a jet on top of the car.
Oh
he's duct taping a submarine.
And then we got
what's happening?
We got John Cena and Charlize Theron just absolutely hamming it up. Like
yes.
total caricature,
I
like
love-
over the top, and I'm like,
I'm gonna say I love absolutely everything about this except for Charlize's haircut. I was like, why did you change
her
it?
haircut's the best part.
She had like a different haircut before, and it was like, all right, I can rock with this. But this one's like
the same one from the last one. Why this creepy?
She looks like a ridiculous Edna Mode, and I'm here for it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
she got the same haircut as Professor Flitwick from Harry Potter. Like, what's going on?
And then all the crazy stunts between John Cena and Vin Diesel, like they're there's one shot where like they jump together off a building. I'm like, people are dead right now. Like that's concrete or whatever. They're probably just gonna hit a running car or something. But
absolutely,
yeah, this franchise is just
beautiful
insanity.
There was a quick shot at the beginning of like the crew from Tokyo Drift at Dom's house.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, that's cool. But it's also funny because I asked my my friend one of my closest friends who like adores this franchise. He's actually a person who firmly believes it should have stopped at 7. But then like he'll go into him and it's like, yeah, it's a fun time, but he's just like it's like such firm belief of just like it should have ended. So then like I was like he hadn't seen any of the trailers, and I was like, but do you know who's coming back? He's like, oh, it's probably Han, huh? Yeah, okay, great. Gal Gadot, it's like she back too. She fell on like a speeding runway. Is she coming back?
She was awful in those movies.
But it's like, granted, we love Han, but I totally see where he's coming from. Like, yeah, he was like, we physically saw him explode in a car. Like, how is he back?
We didn't see him. Like, yeah,
no one ever dies in these movies. John Watts
in.
quote. Here we go.
Like, we see him like we saw Jason Statham look at the car, then walk away, then the car explodes. There's plenty of time for him to like crawl out and whatever. They can do some BS.
I mean, I'm having fun. I don't care. But it's just an interesting perspective.
Yeah, I mean, like I just can't wait to see this movie. It just looks out of this world. It looks insane. Oh, Dom falling off like that one. I don't know where he's at. Like he's fighting John Cena and his henchmen, and they all beat up on him. And then he falls into the water, and things are crashing into the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? This guy should be dead. But okay,
they should just have superpowers at this point.
They really do.
Like talk about like just absolute franchises that I was raised on. Like this is like this has been going since what 2001?
Yeah, I think 2001.
Oh my god, I'm almost
20 years. It's been 20 years.
I'm 22 years old. Like what?
I can't believe this franchise has been going for 20 years. That's some Mission Impossible longevity, man.
Yeah, Mission Impossible going on since 2000, 1999. Like
it was in the 90s, yeah.
Shit, that's crazy.
Oh my god.
So what are we doing our Mission Impossible? Not Mission Impossible, our Fast and Furious binge or
when does it come out?
So let me look at the calendar.
June,
July or June?
July. No. I think June. I think it's June 28th.
I'm going to beat Carson. Come on.
I'm going to go June 28th.
Come on. June 25th.
Damn it.
June 25th?
June 25th. So let's see. There's 8 Fast and Furious movies?
There's 8
plus
and Hobbs and Shaw, so 9.
We can skip Hobbs and Shaw.
No, we can't. I won't let you.
Look, the climax of that movie is insane.
So you don't watch 2. You don't watch.
We're gonna go 1 through 8. You can put Hobbs and Shaw wherever you. Well, no, you can't. We're gonna go 1 through 8, and then Hobbs and Shaw, and then.
Let's see. April 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I gotta graduate
6,
before I can watch these movies.
7.
We would have to start by the
30th
23rd.
or 23rd. Oh, I said 30th. I skipped Hobbs and Shaw. If you want up on the 23rd. And I graduate on the 28th, so the day after the 28th, I am free for life. I finish education on the 28th.
Maybe I'll double up on the day for like a normal one and Hobbs and Shaw. We're gonna let's start. Let's start this week. Start next week.
I can't do next week. I'm way too busy. But oh yes, this week of the 23rd. It is shit.
Yeah, that's scary. Actually, it should not be. Anyways,
yeah, we'll talk about it off air. But what are the news? Oh, Mads Mikkelsen's in Indiana Jones 5.
Oh, just beautiful casting. Whoever's casting this movie, I love them.
Oddly enough, there wasn't a lot of hate videos on this one on YouTube. I wonder why.
Huh.
God.
Huh.
This okay. I will maintain the point. This press tour is going to be a genuine work of art. I've never seen Mads Mikkelsen and Harrison Ford interact before, but I just it's going to be hilarious.
I mean,
And-
did the old Harrison Ford beat up Mads Mikkelsen? Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And Mads is like completing the rounds, like, you know, every franchise. He's going to be
Disney, Marvel,
Harry Potter.
Who was he in Harry Potter?
He's going to be got the recast Johnny Depp as Grindelwald.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Gosh, wow.
Recast.
What other franchise am I missing?
Is he not in DC yet? Wait, is he in Marvel yet? Wait. Oh yeah, duh. He was Doctor Strange.
Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah,
Star
he's in
Wars.
Star Wars.
We were this close, Caitlin. We're this close.
Yeah, Doctor Strange, Star Wars, Harry Potter,
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
That's
I
it.
feel like there's one more he's been in.
We gotta get my boy some DC love.
We
Yeah,
get him
we
from
need-
DC. Yeah, who could be?
I feel like he'd totally be anybody in DC.
Godzilla, like he's gonna be.
the next Godzilla movie.
Let's go.
But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for Indy 5. I'm still like
It's coming out next year, which
Next
is still
year.
bonkers to me that it's fine. I mean, it got delayed 5 times, but
I'm still skeptical. But this guy is 80-something years old.
yeah,
Like, how are they going to do it?
I
Oh, I thought you meant Mads. I was like, what?
Oh no, sorry. Yeah,
No,
Harrison
Harrison.
Ford.
Harrison's 80.
Is
no,
he?
he'll be 76 when this comes out or 77.
No,
Is Shia LaBeouf coming back?
let me see. Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is
I want it, honestly.
Harrison Ford.
78.
What? He's 78 right now.
He'll be 79 in July 13th. This guy's fucking 79 years old.
Why is he still working? I love this.
Isn't
guy.
John,
Like-
isn't John Williams like 90 right now?
yeah, and John Williams coming back.
Is he? Let's see.
Yeah, John Williams is coming back.
Yep.
No, I mean John Williams 90.
How old is James Mangold?
John Williams is
50
89 years old. John Williams will be 90 next year.
I thought you said James Mangold is 89. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I didn't want to look James Mangold agent. God.
Let's
James
get-
Mangold is
let's get an
57.
Okay, I mean, hey Carson, look up his agent. Maybe we can get an Indy 5 ourselves.
Yeah, come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Man.
Daphne Keane is she's 16. How is she so good? At 4 years ago she was like 12.
I mean, she's at that age now. It's time to multiverse her straight into the MCU, motherfuckers. Like,
You know what? I'm still
do
pissed that that's just not going to happen now that her whatever is.
it can definitely happen. Multiverse.
They
anything is
won't.
possible.
They won't do. Not. They will not touch her character. I doubt they'll. Bring her.
Wait, do what? Do what? Wait,
Just have her at another appearance.
wait.
have her be-
I missed who you're talking about. What?
Daphne Keane.
Daphne Keane?
X-23?
X-23 from Logan.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, bring her back.
Have her be the X-23 of the MCU. Nobody would give a fuck.
I know, but I don't
It's
think-
the.
I don't have confidence that they would do it. I don't know why.
They're gonna recast.
They
X-23?
recast Ant-Man's daughter for absolutely no reason.
You're right, and I hate it. I mean, I like the actress, but I hate
I
it.
just saw a movie the other day with my girl Catherine Newton, and she was fantastic. She's beautiful.
Carson, get on the train. Get back to the hype train with me of how they got Evan Peters back for a Quicksilver, and
And
still.
they wasted him.
No,
I have
you have to believe that it's still happening. I can't let it die. I
can't
will
let it-
die if I don't.
You can't just cast them and then be like, "Gotcha!" Like it's no. I mean,
Is you guys watching
Easter egg.
this week?
Easter 4-episode Easter egg.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
Oh, my cat is genuinely scared of me right now.
I'm scared. Did you guys watch anything this week?
Yeah.
It's after midnight.
Yeah, it is shit. I saw this movie called The Map of Tiny Perfect Things. It's a rom-com on Amazon Prime. Came out this year with Catherine Newton. It's a rom-com, and guess what? It has the time loop concept, and it was really cool. Her and this other kid was stuck in a time loop. They were trying to I don't want to give any spoilers, but yeah, it's basically it's a time loop with Catherine Newton and this other kid, told through the boy's eyes more so than Catherine Newton, at least towards the beginning of the movie. And it was really good. It was very sweet, heartwarming, has a great message to it. Those two had great chemistry. It's a pretty basic rom-com time loop movie. but I loved it. I thought it was really good. Love me a good rom-com. So, and it's on Amazon Prime. Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
Okay, I'll just go quick.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a bunch of things like last weekend after our podcast, but I'll just mention. I saw. It's been sitting on my shelf since Christmas. I got the Criterion of Blowout, which is Brian De Palma's 1981 movie starring John Travolta and Nancy Allen. Great movie. It's one of De Palma's like earlier movies, and I don't like just seeing this and then just like thinking about, oh, this man's gonna go on and direct the first Mission Impossible someday. It's just like so crazy to me. This movie is so good. It's about a sound guy. A sound guy in a movie who like is a Foley artist. He like records stuff and he like mixes the stuff, and it's a mystery and he uses sound to solve the mystery. What more can you ask for? It's fucking cool. It's
Cool.
And like he catches, so the whole premise is that he catches a crash this car crash into the river. But only at first he's the only one that is like, hey, I heard a gunshot before it crashed into the river, and no one like was gonna believe him because it just looks like the tire blew out and went into the river. But then like he like goes in and like dissects the roll of like and like goes, it's so cool. And then the climax of this movie, I won't spoil anything, is like literally solved by him miking somebody up and finding where they are based on the sounds that he's hearing through the mic, and he has to hunt them down. It's so cool.
Oh my god!
And there's fireworks in the climax, and like at night, and it's slow motion, and Brian De Palma's just like going ham. The score is just like
From the 80s?
it's so good.
Wow.
And anyways, so highly recommend that movie. It's on Criterion Channel. You can probably rent it elsewhere for like $3. Blowout.
Nice.
And then the other one I wanted to mention was like a recent one. I watched Shiva Baby last weekend, which is that new kind of dark comedy. It's basically at this Jewish funeral, and I don't want to give anything away about this movie because it's like, it's insanity, because it's one of those things where you know something about the character. I mean, she knows it too, but like nobody else around her knows it yet, and it's like just crazy because it's at this funeral and she's just getting absolutely accosted by all these relatives, and like there's this plot element that like is happening. It's just so I think I wrote in my Letterboxd review, it's like the most chaotic family gathering since Ready or Not. Like it is so chaotic. And I honestly kind of liken it to a movie like Booksmart too. Like that was like in the description of it. It's like kind of coming of age as well. Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's my number 2 of the year actually.
Wow.
So yeah, go watch it. You can rent it for like $6, and it should be out somewhere soon. And they also and it was from a first-time filmmaker who is awesome, and they've already signed. And this whole team for Shiva Baby has already signed on to do another film together. So I'm happy.
Love to see it. I finally saw The Queen's Gambit.
Yes!
I am so sorry I'm so late.
It's
Jesus Christ, dude. I took a solid 3 days. Like I started it at like 4 a.m. because I wasn't feeling my best.
And then you were hooked, and you
I was
couldn't
hooked.
stop.
It was like 7 a.m. I was like, oh my god, I can't. I need a rest, but it's so good. Chess. The art of chess.
The Maze Runner kid, Newt. It's Newt.
Dude, he's so good.
Thomas
I know.
Commander.
Hey, Dudley's in it, man,
Yeah, I was like, what?
and he's amazing.
Really is. Just all these cast members are so.
The character arcs in that show is just beautiful.
It's so nice. Good friendships, man. Just very nicely depicted. Anya Taylor-Joy remains undefeated. She's just
Undefeated.
Absolutely undefeated. She
phenomenal.
does not miss.
Didn't she win some awards for this?
Absolutely.
Every award show, there was like this is like the most awarded TV show. of
She
the
could
year.
literally smoke a cigarette like she does in this show. Emmy, done.
Yeah.
I agree.
Wrap it up.
She can do everything.
No one else smokes a cigarette like that. I'm sorry. It's just it's impossible, incomparable.
I agree. I was still in the middle of watching, and I was heading to work, I was like in the back of my ride, and I went on Amazon. I was just like, chess sets. I was looking for nice chess sets.
And you missed the whole wave. Like, it literally drove like national chess sales by like 160%
I do remember,
or
like,
something crazy.
Everyone just randomly started playing chess, and I was like, hell yeah. I like chess already. But
I need to learn how to play chess.
Really?
Yeah, I've
It's
never
fun.
learned.
Always been a checkers man.
I'm always been a checkers guy, actually. Yeah. When I was growing up, my dad had a checkers board, and whenever I went over to my dad's house, I was just
Checkers
like
is fun,
playing
too.
checkers.
And then there's those people that like have like that what's it called? Where it's like it's a board, it's more narrow and it has like the little holes in it, and then you use like the little marble.
Yeah, the pegs. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what this is, guys. Like, you are the outcast here.
I recognize that. I've played that. But okay, but like, dude, I felt bad at times because there would be points where I'm like encouraging and I'm like, yes, get the drugs, get the like. Yeah, I know it's bad, but I'm just like, I wanted to win.
It's a heavy show. It's a heavy. Like, I did not expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, it's so phenomenal. Just like the different arcs and just like going through the different like, and like the main like Russian dude she has to face, who's like 3 times she faces.
So
like,
good. Yeah, she fights him in Mexico. She fights him in Russia. Man,
and he's so professional like the whole time. He's mostly even like when they were like speaking Russian on the elevator, it was really just his like other dudes that were like talking shit. He was like more respectful, like, nah, you shouldn't underestimate. Like,
exactly.
I was like, what the hell?
And then like in the final match, she's like peeping in, and they're like going through the moves, and she's like listening, and then
it was so good after like getting into the lingo of chess so much like throughout the show, and they're on their final game, and like it's the first day, and he's like, draw, like I need to take a break, like it's like you start getting the cracks hit there, and it's like, oh my god, wait, she has him on the ropes a little.
I was like, don't go to the draw, don't go to the draw.
No,
the
absolute like, would be very respectful if she did. I was like, don't though.
The absolute ecstasy of when I can't remember if this is before it, but like when she's kind of down at that match and she gets the phone call and it's the whole squad posted up in the apartment and they're like, okay, we're gonna do all the moves. I'm like, yes. So good.
It's like the best fist pump moment in the show.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
And yeah, as soon as they realized like she won, it's so good. Like, and they did like everything they could to like make sure like she was like trained well, and like just, like it's cost me a fortune, but listen up, like it's just going on.
The show is just so perfect. The supporting cast is phenomenal. The mother was great. Even the dick father was good. Just like even the mother had her own arc. It was like, did she really care for Beth? But then she really does. But then she also has issues of her own as well.
Right.
And then they had this really complex relationship. I'm just. The show is just so complex and beautiful.
then when she dies, man, and you're like, and she's just numb at that point, and she's like,
but when like the janitor passed away too, and like she was like trying to process, but then when she like went to go grab the photo and she like saw like a whole board of like he was following her. Oh God! I remember I was 3 episodes in. I decided to go to bed, and I was like, "How many episodes are there?" Because I forgot it was a limited series, and they only said 7. And I was like, "No, no."
I never wanted to leave.
I thought the penultimate episode was the last episode. I thought there was only.
I did too, and I was like, "No!"
I'm like, "That's how it ends? What?" And I was like, "Wait, there's another public." Oh my god!
The end. Can we talk? The ending is so perfect. Like I loved. She strolls into the park, is absolutely humble, sits down, everyone's cheering around her, and just plays chess. Like. What an ending!
What a picture!
It's beautiful, James. Complete, comprehensive.
It was like my second favorite show of last year. It was phenomenal.
I'm gonna go. I still need to read the book. I think I downloaded the audiobook and I
forgot there was a book. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, read the book. Okay.
I can't read a book after I've already. It depends. Like
why?
If it's a series, then I'll read it. Like you know what I mean? Like if it's a trilogy and I've never read the books, I'll watch the first movie. See if I like it enough, then I'll read the books. That way, I'm good for 2 and 3. Like Dune. I'm not going to read Dune until I see the first movie. Maybe the first 2 parts.
I'm telling Emma.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, let's hope we actually get a second part of Dune
and
finish.
Carson, what the fuck? Get out of here! Get out of here!
I'm so worried.
What the fuck?
So worried. I'm reverse psychologying it right now because.
Carson,
you gotta manifest that shit.
Your pessimism. What are you, Isaiah Bradley? Get out of here. I don't want your pessimism around here.
I'm
We're getting
setting
a
myself
sequel.
up for success.
I'm setting myself up for
Carson,
success as well.
Carson, you keep your optimism until they announce it being an HBO Max simultaneous. You
Thank
keep your
you.
optimism.
No,
Exactly.
I need maximum box office for.
This thing's
Exactly.
gonna flop. This
Don't
thing's
lose
gonna
your
flop.
hope yet.
I've lost hope on the box office. This thing is
And I
not
know,
gonna-
guys, I know exactly how it's gonna end, and it's such a cliffhanger for the rest of the second half of the book.
Thanks,
And I'm just,
Carson, thanks. I mean, I've lost all hope on Dune commercially being a success. I don't think it will make that much.
we got the
money at all.
Dune Sisterhood series though on HBO.
Yeah. I think
Let's
this
go.
movie in October. There's so much competition. This movie is gonna make like maybe 20 million opening weekend. Maybe.
Oh, don't say that.
Maybe.
Don't say that.
But I just don't think it'll do well
How much did?
commercially. But I don't think it matters. Wonder Woman made $12 billion, whatever it was, opening weekend. Maybe made more than that.
Yeah, but
They greenlit a day after Christmas. They
Exactly. So give me
for it.
Dune 2 a day after Dune comes out. I don't care what box office it makes. You promised Denis a sequel. It will be disgusting if they give us a
we don't.
cliffhanger.
Yeah, if
I'm
we
pretty
don't
sure
finish
one
it.
of the people working on Dune already said like they could see how they're going to tackle the second half.
Exactly right. So it just seems like there's more and more evidence that there will be a second half. Now, will there be a Dune like a book or a movie on Dune, the second book? I don't know, but at least give me a Dune complete movie.
The
It's
second
your Max
book.
series.
The second book, I will say, is like a near possible adaptation. Impossible adaptation.
Oh no.
It's a very internal book. It's a lot of like stuff that's just happening in their heads, kind of deal.
Go with Order of the Phoenix for Harry Potter, and it still works. I mean,
But you'll see what I mean when you read it. But the third one, however, I would
you
love to see.
read all 3 books already?
There's more, but I've read the initial trilogy.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh man. Yeah, the Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit's great. Oh, and she's working with the director Scott Frank, I think is his name.
Scott Frank, yeah.
Scott Frank. She's working with him again.
Another
I think on
Netflix
another
series, right?
Netflix limited
Seems
series.
like
So give them all the Emmys already.
With Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a thriller too. I could be wrong.
Ooh.
My favorite genre. So
I was in the middle of watching the show, and then I randomly remembered that she's going to be in Last Night in Soho.
she's gonna be in so many things, right? Can somebody check her IMDb? Like I think there's Last Night in Soho, and then The Northman with my boy Robert Eggers.
I also really I was just really wanted to rewatch Split.
Oh, yeah.
And then I also remembered, God, I still have to watch The Witch. Like,
Yes, you do.
The Witch is one of the best horror movies of all time.
I know I bought it. I bought it right after buying The Lighthouse because I was like, Robert Eggers, cool. But then also, yes, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Which one do you like more, Carson? The Witch or The Lighthouse?
I'm gonna go to The Witch.
Me too.
But because the Lighthouse, like I feel like The Witch has the perfect balance between story and
Subtle
atmosphere,
Yeah.
and I feel like The Lighthouse is much more
Atmosphere.
go and just
The atmosphere's so good, though.
It's just atmosphere. The Lighthouse
so
is
good,
just
though.
atmosphere.
It's not just atmosphere.
It's just atmosphere.
Robert Pattinson is amazing. He's
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to do the dance.
when the audio fucking crackles when he's screaming at the light. Come on.
Why can't I find this Scott Frank? It's so crazy. This man wrote Minority Report and wrote on
wow.
Logan. Like and then he just drops it like an amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. It's called Laughter in the Dark. A young aspiring actress plots against a married middle-aged art critic to make off with his money. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good.
Give them all the Emmys.
It's gonna be.
I mean, this thing is like nothing can stop Queen's Gambit in terms of the Oscar, in terms of the Emmys or any awards. So it's just like sweeping every single TV awards. Amazing, love it.
Hell yeah.
I adore it. I might rewatch it. It's so good.
It's for how long it is, for even though it's a limited series, it's like, it's still like 6 hours of content. It's a fast binge. Like, I remember when I watched it, I'm like, this is too fast. I want to stop. I'm gonna finish this in a day. And I'm like, ah, damn it.
Oh, I did also show my friend WandaVision for the first time. We did a straight binge of all 9 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's still amazing.
I think so for Wanda. It was weird, like being in a mindset of like not having week to week speculation.
Yeah, like the next week we're just like, oh, we're just jumping in. Like,
And it was funny because like he likes reactions too, so like I recorded his reaction to the full show. And like we get to the end of episode 5 when Evan Peters shows up, and I'm like looking at him, and he's not really like moving, and I'm like, do you know? And he was like, yeah. Why does it look different? And I'm like, because he hasn't really like he's seen the X-Men films, but like it's been like a bit. He's not been as obsessed, so he forgot what Quicksilver looked like, and I was like, of all moments,
That's
but,
funny.
yeah, it was still a great time. He loved it a lot.
Okay.
And
now you're gonna watch Invincible because
right.
Invincible is so good.
I said
Perfect.
yeah, and I said I'd start
Evan, the
Invincible
end of
after.
episode 6, the wine, the
Wow.
glass, just
Wow.
walking up the stairs.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to
Cinema.
let I do need to let us like discuss Invincible clearly.
Oh yeah, we do.
Alrighty, well,
Season finale in 2 weeks. So
I can't. Why is there only 8 episodes? I can't wait that long. I'm gonna read the comics and just spoil everything.
I heard it's totally different.
oh, you manga motherfucker! All right.
My Hero Academia guy. Spoiler. No, I'm kidding.
No, dear God, no, no, save me. All right, that's our show. What did you guys think? In the comments. That being said, Evan, where can they find you?
It's funny whenever I say like this is gonna be a slow week. We didn't have much in terms of news. We had one episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, is like 2 hours and 10 minutes. How did this keep happening? Thank you,
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. But yeah, like I have 2 weeks left of school. It's gonna be cram time. There's a lot of work ahead. But I love doing this podcast. A lot of great stuff coming up. Yeah, everybody should watch Invincible and watch Big Brother Canada. By the way, love it.
Carson, where can they find you?
You guys can find me also drowning in graduation and job search and
Oof.
life in the next 3 weeks. However, we got some great stuff. We got the Falcon Winter Soldier finale. Then we got what else we got? We got Invincible.
Bad Batch, eventually.
Invincible episode 7 and 8. We got Bad Batch on May 4th. We got all
Resurrection of Hyperspace Hype.
we might talk about Star Wars again. You might have to dare us, and we might just do it.
You might have to finally force my hand.
And Nathan's gonna read Light of the Jedi and be reinvigorated into the fandom. And I cannot wait because you're going to love every second of that book.
I have both a physical and audio version of that book, and I have not.
You will do it.
I will. Well, how long do I have till May 4th? Because I would actually like to discuss it. But yeah, catch me on Twitter. All of our Twitters and everything in the description below. Catch me drawing, composing, all these different trades that end up falling on the floor. But no, I'm gonna actually like finish it. Who's the fucking a villain from Jimmy Neutron that never finished anything?
Oh, what's his name? That's good.
His name is Carson.
Oh, it's only with TV shows.
He's not a villain. He just has depression. All right.
Hey!
Ouch! Time to call it. Let's go.
You better clip that.
All right. Well, that being said, if you enjoyed our
That's
show,
so
this would be like the marketing incentive to stick till the very end of the show. You never know what you're gonna miss.
Can I put that website? Just that's my tagline for people to hire me. I'm not a villain.
Not a villain, just depressed. Put that on a T-shirt, man. Hell yeah.
What is happening?
I'm gonna apply it to every villain, and I'm gonna explain it. All right. That being said, you
Literally
enjoyed our
Ben
show.
Solo. Literally Ben Solo.
You enjoyed our show. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if not already. Subscribe if not already. I can't talk. That being said, hope you have a great day. May the Force be with you. Always.
Holy shit.